presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Wisconsin.
With the 5-2 win last night, the Brewers have evened the series here against the Pittsburgh Pirates, getting ready for baseball on a beautiful Wednesday evening here in Milwaukee. So we're getting ready for this series finale between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Milwaukee Brewers. And certainly we're keeping an eye on the National League Central standings. Here's how it looks as we head to game time. 2.5 games back of the Chicago Cubs, 2 games back of the Cardinals, and in the wild card race, they are 4 games back of that second spot in the Colorado Rockies. So the Brewers still find themselves in the hunt for October. Good evening, everyone. Sophia Minert here at Miller Park. And as we wrap up this series against the Pirates, the Brewers were expecting this to be just a short 3-game homestand. But the announcement earlier this afternoon that this weekend's series against the Miami Marlins that was expected to be played at Marlins Park will instead be moved right here to Miller Park. So the Brewers will be the visiting team in that series. The Brewers do have some history of hosting games here before as the visiting team. But for Brewers Chief Operating Officer Rick Schlesinger, he said this is the decision of Major League Baseball. The Brewers are happy to accommodate their request to host this series in the events of Hurricane Irma and the impact on South Florida. So here's what Schlesinger had to say about the decision and the Brewers hosting the series here this weekend.
Major League Baseball asked us if we could host these games because the decision was made that, again, Miami had other priorities, which we completely understand. I told Major League Baseball that we would be able to operationally make it happen with some adjustments, and Major League Baseball said great, and we were then authorized to host the games, and that was about 2 hours ago. So obviously a lot of work between now and when the games start, but we'll be prepared and ready. We have a little bit of history in Milwaukee doing this in 2007 and 2008, but it certainly will be a little interesting to see the Brewers as a road team in our home ballpark. But reality is we're doing what we can to help baseball and help the Marlins, and if the situation were reversed, we know they would step up as well.
Well, the Brewers are busy preparing for the weekend series, and here's the schedule. It'll be a 7:10 start on Friday. Note, it'll be just 10,000 fan capacity in the field level only for Saturday, a 6:10 first pitch. Sunday, this usual 1:10 start, and Saturday and Sunday, they're expecting bigger crowd capacity of 23,000. So that'll be for both the field and loge level. The ticket prices, very affordable, $10 to $20. So Brewers are expecting a lot of fans to come out to Miller Park here this weekend. And as we get ready for tonight, Chase Anderson making his first career start on short rest. Brian Anderson and Bill Schroeder take a look at Anderson tonight, coming up next.
start, his first career start on 3 days rest, coming off a terrific 5-inning outing against the Chicago Cubs on Saturday. And hi, everybody. We welcome you back from Miller Park alongside Bill Schroeder. I'm Brian Anderson. And that is the story here tonight. Chase Anderson, because the Brewers offense was so good in Chicago, he's able to bounce back quickly and pitch the final game of the series.
You know what? These are the things you do when you're in a postseason pennant race. I mean, if the Brewers weren't in this position, Chase would not be pitching. And if you're Chase Anderson, be glad that you're the guy that your organization feels gives you the best chance to win a game. And that's certainly been the case for Anderson all season long. 5 innings against the Cubs his last time out. He was taken out after the Brewers got him an 11-0 win, and Joe Madden pulled all of his starters, 67 pitches. It's kind of an extended side session, a session in between starts. So we'll see how Chase Anderson responds. You would expect good stuff out of Chase again tonight.
Can't talk about 3 days rest without thinking about CC Sabathia and how great he was in 2008. Greinke did it on 2 occasions for the Brewers in that 2011 season. There have been others that have done it. It is a difficult thing to come back when you're used to the routine. But Chase Anderson looking forward to this opportunity here tonight. And the Brewers need him. Series on the line. It's the rubber game. Buccos and the Brew Crew, the series finale coming up next. Tonight at Miller Park on a beautiful Wednesday night for baseball. Tonight's game on Fox Sports Wisconsin, presented by Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Final game of the series turns out to be not the final game of the homestand. The Brewers are going to welcome in the Miami Marlins beginning on Friday. That'll be a 3-game series here, unable to be played in Miami, so we will do it here at Miller Park. We'll have more information for you as this game continues. There is Clint Hurdle, skipper of the Pirates, signed a 4-year contract extension. He's going to be around for a while, taking the Pirates to 3 consecutive postseasons. His Potawatomi batting order tonight has Starling Marte in the leadoff position, Adam Frazier, then Andrew McCutchen, Josh Bell, David Freese, and Jordan Luplow in the middle. Elias Diaz, Jordy Mercer, and Tyler Glasnow round out the starting 9 for the Buccos that will match up against Chase Anderson.
Yeah, he's made 10 starts now for the Brewers against the Pirates. He's 4-2, a .338 earned run average. Once again, you've heard it before, but working on 3 days rest, a little bit out of his routine. We'll see how he comes out of the bullpen here tonight.
Anderson with the 21 starts on the year. He missed 7 weeks with an oblique injury. His first pitch is down low for a ball, and off we go at Miller Park.
Yeah, first 2 starts for Chase, very good in the month of September. 1-0. He's given up only 3 runs in 10 1/3.
Marte into center field. Brett Phillips mans the position tonight. And 2 pitches, 1 man out. Good way to start the night for Chase Anderson.
Now let's check out the Menards defense for the Brewers. You got Eric Dames out in left field. Yet Santana was a late scratch. That moved a lot of guys around. Yeah, Brett Phillips in center, Hernan Perez in right. Shaw, Arcia, Sogard, Walker from third to first, and Manny Pena back behind home plate tonight.
The injury to Santana not expected to be serious, just day to day. We'll hear more on that from Sophia in a little bit. And the Brewers counting on some of that depth. They can cover a lot. This is a ball club in Milwaukee that has 2 different kinds of lineups. They have a left-handed version, a right-handed version. Very deep, extremely versatile. Trying to fight their way to the postseason. That is the goal for the Brewers the rest of the way. Try to catch the Chicago Cubs, who lead the division right now. 2.5 game lead over the Brewers. Anderson drops a curveball in on Frazier. That's a good sign early to see the curveball hit.
Yeah, curveball, fastball, very effective against the Cubs to go along with that changeup. Only 67 pitches 4 days ago against Chicago. Not too taxing, so I guess Chase is going to be feeling pretty good out there tonight.
Brewers gave him a lot of runs, and it was an important offensive day for the Brewers at Wrigley Field Saturday. As it turns out, the Brewers had a hole in their rotation, and because of that big lead the Brewers were able to get off to, Counsell in game, mid-game, was able to make a decision about this start here last Saturday. And as it got to be 11-0 in the 5th inning, ultimately 14-0 as they made the decision to remove Anderson from the game. This was the goal that they had in mind, that they would have the possibility to bring Chase back on 3 days rest. That is a bonus. You can thank the offense on a very pitcher-friendly day at Wrigley last Saturday for that.
Yeah, that in fact Joe Madden pulled all of his starters. You know, Rizzo was taken out, Bryant was taken out, amongst others. Kind of a raising of the white flag, and that kind of prompted Counsell to remove him.
That was a game the Brewers won 15-2. Anderson won his 9th as Frazier fights off another one. This guy's a pesky at bat for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Adam Frazier, 285 hitter, getting a lot of playing time now. Frazier has over 400 plate appearances this season, and he rips one into center field right at Phillips. The hotline drive almost in his tracks for the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, breaking ball up in the strike zone, and Frazier hit it hard.
That's Bill Welke calling the balls and strikes tonight. He is also the crew chief. He'll be the man to watch if we have a challenge or replay review tonight. Jordan Baker's over at first. Second base umpire is Chris Guccione, and Bruce Dreckman over at third base. He had the plate last night. 2 up, 2 down. Here is McCutchen. First ball swinging deep into left center, and McCutchen hits one out of here again. He hit a first pitch home run in the opener on Monday night and does it again here tonight off Chase Anderson, and the Pirates have a lead. 200th career home run for Andrew McCutchen. He is the 4th Pirate all time to hit that milestone.
Yeah, that's that cut fastball. It was an effective pitch against the Cubs, but that one really didn't do much. Stayed right down the heart of the plate, and McCutchen with those quick hands. I mean, a good fastball hitter knocks it out of here. A no-doubter into center field.
Willie Stargell, Ralph Kiner, and Roberto Clemente are the other 3 in the 200 home run club. Now McCutchen. Bell, first pitch swinging. Thames is there, and the inning is over. However, the Brewer killer at Miller Park, Andrew McCutchen, strikes again. 1-0 Pirates. Miller Park this season, second of this series, and he gives the Pirates a 1-0 lead. Craig Counsell's ball club will have to play from behind here early. Counsell has a Potawatomi batting order that looks like this tonight. Eric Sogard back in the leadoff spot. Eric Thames hits second. Neil Walker in the 3-hole with Braun out. Travis Shaw, Hernan Perez, Manny Pena make up the middle of the order with Phillips, Arcia, and Anderson rounding out the starting 9 against a hard-throwing young rookie Tyler Glasnow.
Yeah, this guy's 6'8", 220 pounds. I mean, he is a big dude out there. He throws hard, can hit triple digits at times. You can see his numbers. He got sent down on June 10th, but had good numbers down in the minor leagues. He was 9-2 in AAA and making his first start back.
9-2 with a 1.93 ERA at the AAA level. He has dominated the minor leagues for the Pittsburgh Pirates wherever he's been. He always throws from the stretch, and his first offering is 98 miles an hour in the strike zone. They've tried to clean up his mechanics a little bit. He's been tinkering with all kind of different deliveries. Had a double pump old school delivery a couple of years ago, and they just told him rear back and let it go, young man, and he's doing that. And here he is back in the big leagues.
Yeah, you have that conventional windup. A guy as tall as he is, long arms, long legs. Sometimes that delivery, that release point can be a bit inconsistent. That's why he was always having a difficult time throwing strikes.
1 ball, 1 strike on Eric Sogard in the leadoff spot tonight. Sogard slaps one foul. Counsell continues to tinker with that leadoff spot in the batting order. The Brewers have had a number of players in that role, Sogard included. He's familiar with the leadoff spot. And other than VR, Sogard has had the most opportunities as a leadoff hitter. But so far this year, the Brewers have used 8 different leadoff hitters.
And just trying to find some kind of a combination that's going to get on base to get things going early in the game like they did early in the year.
1-2 the count on Sogard. And a fastball misses. 99 with that bullet. Sogard's had a good year against the Pirates this year. He is 9 for 25. A .360 batting average against Pittsburgh pitching.
And he's done a real good job getting on base, whether it be a hit, a walk, whatever. Good on base percentage. That's what you want out of a leadoff hitter. All about on base percentage.
2-2 the count. Glasnow lets it go, misses high. And it's 3-2. Nothing but fastballs from the fastball pitcher.
And he's got a good curveball. He'll throw some changeups.
Last time he pitched in a game was in the International League playoffs last Thursday. Pitched well in that game in AAA. Sogard fouls it back, hanging tough. Glasnow in that game in the IL playoffs went 6 innings. He struck out 9, only walked 2, and only gave up 2 hits. That would be a pressure start in a minor league setting. Different kind of pressure here in the big leagues for Glasnow.
Yeah, there's good numbers down in the minor leagues. Indianapolis
has been their #1 prospect. This hard-throwing right-hander. 3-2 the count. Pitch number 7 of the at-bat. Sogard fouls another one off.
Even when he was in the big leagues, before June 10th when he got sent down, the strikeout numbers were high. 50 strikeouts, 54 in the 3rd innings, but he also walked 29. So a hard thrower that oftentimes had a difficult time throwing strikes. Back in those days, he was working out of a windup. Now a stretch, kind of a change to be a little bit more consistent with that release point.
Let's see if he throws a breaking ball to Sogard. Long at bat here to start the game for Glasnow. Pitch number 8, and he misses with that hook, and Sogard draws the walk. And therein lies the difference between minor league and major league hitters.
Yeah, the Menards Pirates defense. You got Marte, McCutchen, and Leplo in the outfield. David Freese gets to start at 3rd. Jody Mercer at short. Adam Frazier, Josh Bell on the right side. You got Diaz behind home plate. It was Chris Stewart behind home plate last night. Your Pirates defense. The Pirates have struggled this year defensively.
A man on to start it. And here is Eric Thames. Had a good night last night. Homered off Garrett Cole. Put the Brewers on the board in the second inning last night. Thames moving up in the batting order tonight, hitting second. He was batting sixth last night. Had 2 hits, drove in a couple of runs. Brewers would love to see Eric Thames get hot down the stretch as he takes a fastball strike.
Yeah, high fastball last night from Garrett Cole, and he turned it around. Home run number 29, and no doubter, giving the Brewers a 1-0 lead. Be nice to see Thames finish like he started this season.
0-2 the count on Thames, and that one is low. Yeah, Craig Counsell said as much last night in his post-game press conference, calling for a special 3 weeks from Eric Thames, a manager that has seen pennant chase baseball up close on a number of franchises, including the Brewers, and of course the World Series championships with the Marlins and the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's been a steadying influence for this Brewers ball club this season.
He's had a lot of moving pieces, both in the starting lineup, the batting order, and working the bullpen. I thought his usage of the bullpen was really good in last night's ball game, whatever it's worth. But the way he was able to bring guys in, take them out, get other guys in there, he was able to do a good job, getting the Brewers through that game once again. A bullpen game, just like last time Suter made a start against the Nationals.
Well, 7 pitchers were used last night. Suter went 3. The win went to Jeremy Jeffress, who won his 3rd game as a Brewer. He went an inning and 2/3. Yeah, Drake, Hughes, Swarzak, Hader, and Knebel finished it up. All will be ready to go here tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count on Thames. 2-2 now.
Gotta lay off that high fastball from this guy as hard as he throws.
Sogard had an 8-pitch walk in to start this game here. Now Thames up there in a 2-2 count, and that one is just inside. Whoa.
And not getting the borderline high strike or the low strike for that matter.
Clint Hurdle had a little wince on that one. 99 right there on the bottom of the strike zone inside. Full count. Let's see if Sogard is on the move. Got a shift on for Thames. Glasnow deals it. Thames chops it foul.
Yeah, it looked like Sogard started to go, then stopped. You figure Glasnow at 6'8", he takes a while to get rid of it. You might be able to run a little bit on this guy.
Now he's only thrown 2 breaking balls thus far in his first 15 pitches.
None of them even close.
Doesn't matter how hard you throw, these big league hitters, if they're sitting on fastball, they'll get to it eventually. 3-2. Thames strikes out. There's a good hook. Now that's the wipeout curve that we have heard about, and Thames punches out for the first out for Glasnow.
Yeah, first 2 hitters he's gone to a full count, and both times he's thrown the curveball. That's a good one. A strike. Thames out in front of it. Yeah, if he gets that over, good luck. I mean, as hard as he throws, you count on the fact that he doesn't throw it for strikes.
So the first out, having to work hard for it. And now Neil Walker will step in. This is another guy the Brewers have that can get to a firm fastball. Always been that way. And Walker looks at one, takes a ball. Pittsburgh native Neil Walker, a high school football star in Pittsburgh. quarterback. Son of a big leaguer, Tom, who pitched for the Montreal Expos. That's in the dirt. Sogard has to hold his ground. Nice play back there by Diaz. 2 balls, no strikes to count.
I figured Diaz is going to be busy trying to block that curveball from Glasnow tonight. Want to keep that pitch down in the strike zone. As big of a break as it is, I figure a lot of them are going to end up down there.
Glasnow from Newhall, California. 24 years of age. Back in the big leagues for his 2nd year. Went to high school in Santa Clarita, California. 2-0 to Walker. Outside ball 3.
That baseball looks like a ping pong ball in his hand. You notice that? Look how big his hands are in that baseball. You can barely see it.
It's like he's throwing a ping pong ball.
Those big mitts wrapping around that baseball.
And he puts a lot of spin on it for sure. 3-0 to Walker with Sogard at first. That one's in there for a strike. Walker was in the lineup last night, hit 2nd last night, was 0 for 3, did walk. Brewers won 5-2 last night, and this series all even at 1 apiece. Big one tonight for Milwaukee, trailing the Cardinals and the Cubs. Swing and a miss. What was that, partner? That was a 91-mile-an-hour
changeup. Yeah,
okay.
He's got 3 pitches: changeup, curveball, and that big fastball. Here it is. This guy's not afraid to throw off speed. You know, 3-2, now 3-1.
So you see all this stuff. He's got all the makings of a legitimate ace in the big leagues. I mean, this is electric here. Command will be the issue. 3-2. Sogard goes. The pitch is down and in. Ball 4.
Wow.
That was a pretty close pitch, but a ball called by the home plate umpire Bill Welke, and the Brewers are going to have 2 on here.
Close. That looked like it's right down the middle. I can't believe that was not called a strike. And Clint Hurdle is right there with you.
And Welke's got the mask off now. He's barking back. He just threw him out. So Welke just tosses the Pittsburgh manager. That was a pretty quick thumb right there for a pitch that, you know, looked like a good pitch. You can understand why the manager, he didn't come out, and he tossed him out of here.
There have been some pretty close pitches that I guess in the opinion of Clint Hurdle were close. It could have been called, but I mean, that clearly looked like a strike.
Well, when Bill Welke mouthed over to Clint Hurdle that the pitch was down, that's when Hurdle lost it.
That's not down. Wow. I mean, that's not even close to being down.
That's a huge break for the Brewers early.
Yeah, well, you don't mind Clint Hurdle getting upset, but this is not down. That's a good pitch. And Brewers with a big break. You can see Diaz making the throw to second base, trying to get a double play. He thought it was strike 3.
Well, the bench coach Tom Prentz will take over the duties here for the Pirates. He and the pitching coach Ray Searage will team up to navigate through this one.
Although that's a pretty good eye by Neil Walker.
Fantastic.
I mean,
you got to know that strike zone.
Yeah,
man.
he knows Bill Welke doesn't like that low strike.
Yeah, good eye, Neil. Might want to be up there swinging next time. All right, 2 on. Here's Travis Shaw now. Couple of walks in the inning. High pitch count in this first for Glasnow. Shaw's had good success against the Pirates this year as well. Of his 29 home runs this season, which is tied for the club high, 5 of them against the Pirates, including a ball he hit into the Allegheny River in Pittsburgh. Bounces the changeup in.
Yeah, with the shift, you got Jordy Mercer literally right on top of second base, keeping Sogard close. Don't think Sogard's going to be trying to steal a base. One of the many advantages of those shifts, you can keep runners close at second. Now he's moving over a little bit.
Sogard takes off. Throw to third is in time. Sogard just hesitated for a moment. If he goes right away, trusted his instincts, he would have been in there easily. But a great throw from Diaz, and the second out is at third base.
And he's got a quick release, a good throwing arm, right on the money. And Sogard, although it was close, I don't know.
The hand get in there maybe?
Let's see, it's a high throw.
Tags
out.
there,
Yep, he's out.
No challenge coming. 2 outs in the inning. Shaw in a 2-0 count. I was watching along with Sogard, and I saw the same thing he did. I mean, Glasnow didn't look back for that second time, and Sogard started and almost said, "This is too good to be true." Stopped, then had a hard time getting it cranked up again.
Man, once you go and then stop, you're best off just staying put. You also realize that Jordy Mercer moved away from second base a little bit, giving him a little bit more of a lead.
Walker out at second, the 2-1 pitch, and a swing and a miss. Check out Sogard in the background. Starts. Oh, there it goes.
A little couple of crow hops, and unfortunately out at third base.
The 27th pitch of the inning here for the rookie Glasnow, and it's outside, ball 3.
Trying to work in those off-speed pitches, getting a better feel for the curveball. Throwing a few change-ups. Another 3-2 count. You got first base open. The other 3-2 counts that he's had in this inning, he's gone curveball.
See what he does here. Payoff pitch, and Shaw fouls it away. Went to the curveball again.
Becoming predictable.
28 pitches.
I'm starting to think that Diaz thinks it's a better opportunity to throw strikes with the curveball and the changeup than the fastball. He's not throwing too many strikes with the heater.
A lot of traffic for the Brewers here. 2 on, now 2 out after the caught stealing at third base. Puts Walker, the lone man, aboard for Shaw. Now Diaz is on his way. Glasnow says, "I want to give him the heat." I think they just reenacted the scene from Bull Durham.
Yeah, and I think Diaz saying, "Look, you have first base open. This is a guy that's got 29 homers."
I don't think he was able to say all that in that short amount of time he was out there. Maybe he's just thinking it. Let's see what he gives him. Full count, 2 outs. Shaw fouls it back. Gave him the heat. Nuke LaLoosh.
Yeah, up a little bit. Tough to get to at 98. That's going to be the key for the Brewers. They're going to be able to lay off that high fastball tonight from this guy. They can get it down in the zone. Becomes a little easier to get the bat on.
Pirates get a McCutchen homer in the top of the first. Brewers threatening here in the bottom half. And Shaw is able to fight off that good curveball, and the pitch count is soaring right now for Glasnow.
Pitch number 30 in the inning, a curveball. And going straight down, and Shaw able to get the end of the bat on it.
8 pitches in this at bat already. He's had 2 8-pitch at bats. First one ended in a walk to Sogard. Walker takes his lead at second. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4 on the 9th pitch. And the 3rd walk of the inning. First and second with 2 outs. Here comes Hernan Perez. And Ray Searage on his way to the mound. Well, this is the spot right here. The Brewers got a young pitcher on the ropes, first inning. Can do some serious damage. The way Chase Anderson's been pitching, might not take much to win this game, but have to overcome an early deficit tonight.
Well, it's going to be, you get on this guy early. I mean, he's got good feelings down in the minor leagues, but he's back in the big leagues where he had an earned run average at about 7.5. So you jump on him early, you get him on his heels. Don't allow him to settle in and get that confidence going.
Last start in the big leagues was June 9th against the Marlins. Hernan Perez will dig in. Perez starting in right field tonight. Started in 6 different positions this season. And got the call at second base earlier in this series. 2 on, 2 out. Perez, little broken bat. That is going to fall. A base hit. And here comes Walker. Shaw's on his way to third. Hernan Perez delivers. First pitch he sees, an RBI single.
Yeah, that's a big hit right there for the Brewers. You don't want to let this guy get off the hook after walking 3 batters. And a little broken bat out there in the left center. And Walker able to score easily, and Travis Shaw able to get into third base. Perez, a good fastball hitter, and able to muscle it out into left field to tie the ball game.
Hernan Perez with RBI number 49. He's having a terrific year. So versatile, so valuable. And he's got the Brewers on the board in the first inning. First and third now with 2 away for Manny Pena. Also loves that first pitch. And Pena taking a big rip at that first offering.
And you like guys that are aggressive with runners in scoring position. You know that Glasnow was wanting to get ahead of him. Tried to get ahead of Perez. He dumped one into left field, and now Pena with a good swing on the first pitch.
Glasnow stepping into the danger zone for pitches in an inning, especially the first inning. Number 34 coming of this first inning. And Pena waves and misses. Had a good curveball.
Might be a time where Perez might try and steal a base on a 0-2 count.
Hernan has great speed. Has 12 steals on the year. No balls, 2 strikes. And Pena strikes out, and the inning is over. Glasnow comes up with his best stuff to get that final out, but the Brewers get 3 walks and they get a run. Hernan Perez with an RBI single. All tied at 1. We head to the second inning from Miller Park.
Pirates Brewers, and the Brewers kick off a big 4-game series against the Cubs. That's Thursday, September 21st through Sunday, September 24th. Reserve your tickets today at Brewers.com, and don't forget the 3-game series against the Marlins this weekend.
Now, tickets are available. Going to cap the tickets at 10,000 for Friday. They'll expand it to 23,000 for Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you catch a little bonus baseball here at Miller Park. The Brewers will be the road team, the visiting team in that 3-game series. Chase Anderson facing David Freese to start the 2nd inning. So ticket prices ranging from $10 to $20. All parking ticket prices capped at $10. And it'll be on a first come first serve basis. Once they are out, they are out. As far as the capacity, I've been asked a lot why cap it at 10,000 and then 23,000, and that has everything to do with the game day operations staff, security personnel, trying to rally as many employees as the Brewers can, and they're hustling, still trying to put those pieces together. We are also hustling. We'll have those games for you on Fox Sports Wisconsin, but change a venue like that, there is a lot of layers to put together to host 3 Major League Baseball games when you were not expecting to.
Yeah, Brewers front office scrambling, but they're going to get it done. They always do.
There's a called strike 3. David Freese is rung up, and Chase Anderson comes back from down in the count to get his man.
And
First strikeout.
Right on the outside corner, the 4-seam fastball from Chase. Manny Pena sticks it right on the corner, and Milwaukee rings it up. Not much David Freese could do about that. Perfect pitch.
1 man gone. Here's Jordan Luplow now for the Pirates. Young hitter we saw a couple of nights ago. Had 2 hits last night. Big home run hitter in the minor leagues. He bounced between AA and AAA this year, and he has played his way into the lineup once again tonight. Drove in a run yesterday, did Luplow. See, he's got a quick bat. There's some explosion in that swing.
Yes, he does. You know, Clint Hurdle had him in the 2 spot in the batting order in yesterday's game. He's trying to get him some at bats. The Brewers, or I should say the Pirates, not sure about the future of Andrew McCutchen, whether he's going to be back. So there might be an opportunity in the outfield for Luplow next year.
Luplow lines one to third right at Shaw, and out number 2 for Chase Anderson. Two gone with his first strikeout of the game in this 2nd inning. Anderson will face Elias Diaz. Diaz becomes the primary catcher. On the ground to short. Arcia is there, got the good strong arm in time for the out. Nice inning for Chase Anderson. Only 22 pitches through his first 2. All tied at 1. Brewers are coming up.
The Cleveland Indians, who earlier this afternoon at Progressive Field made history. Here's a look at Jay Bruce's first inning, 3-run home run to give the Indians a 3-1 lead. They would go on to win this game 5-2 over the Detroit Tigers. That puts them 14-0 in the month of September, and of course extends their overall winning streak to a Major League record 21 consecutive games. So they move past the Oakland A's record of 20 games set 15 years ago, and again a new American League record, 21 straight wins. The run differential still impressive at plus 104. Just an incredible run by the Indians.
It's just something you don't see. I mean, baseball is not a game where you see streaks like this very often. And Sophia gave you those long winning streaks in Major League Baseball history. And today it was Clevenger on the mound for the Indians.
I mean, look at the earned run average. I mean, that's why you don't see winning streaks like that, because every now and again you're going to get a guy making a start that just doesn't have it. He's going to give up a ton of runs, but that just hadn't happened in this streak for Cleveland.
The stat that blows me away about all of this for the Indians, they've won 21 straight. Their starting pitchers have won 19.
Yeah.
Clevenger won today, who's now a 10-game winner.
Which means there's not too many come from behind victories there. Yeah.
Brett Phillips at the plate, 1-2 the count on Glasnow. Back out for his second inning, and Phillips strikes out on a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
You got to lay off that high fastball. That's going to be the key against this guy tonight.
So one away. Here comes Arcia. So much of Arcia's game reminds me of Francisco Lindor of the Cleveland Indians. Superb defensively. Lindor is a much better bat at this point of his career. He's at 30 homers this year as well, and has emerged as one of the game's greats. Arcia on the first pitch, flies this one out to Marte in left, and the second out of the inning. Glasnow's pace was very slow in the first inning, and he had the 3 walks in the inning. I think somebody might have put a bug in his ear to quicken that tempo a little bit.
Yeah, well, when nobody on, I think everybody has a little bit better pace, every pitcher, but he was struggling to throw strikes. Brewers put the pressure on him, but to his credit, he limited it to only 1 run. Could have been a lot worse for him.
Chase Anderson at the plate, the Brewer pitcher, batting in the second inning. Anderson injured his oblique while at the plate in late June. So every time he bats, there's always a little fear from those who watch. Anderson said he's fine. You don't need to worry about him. He took a good long 7-week rehab to get that oblique strong and healed up. He's a pretty decent hitter, actually. Has 7 hits this season and 3 RBIs. Handles the bat well, gets his bunts down normally.
This would be a good test for him. Upper 90s fastball. Typically pitchers struggle with that kind of velocity, not just pitchers but hitters as well.
That one's in there for a strike. 2-2 the count. Well, now if you can coax a walk and you get a man on at the bottom of your order, turn it around, and second time through the batting order with Sogard coming up. Glasnow in a 3-2 count. He's had a number of those already, and Anderson swings away, slow roll to short. Mercer makes a play to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down, bounce back inning for Tyler Glasnow. All tied at 1. Head to the third. Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. By Hupy and Abraham, voted best, rated best. Hupy and Abraham, tell them you mean business. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. What a beautiful night for baseball tonight. The lights are up, the roof is open. And the fans enjoying this one thus far. 1-1 game. Tyler Glasnow, the rookie right-hander for the Pirates, against Chase Anderson for the Brewers, coming back on 3 days rest after that short but successful start against the Cubs on Saturday afternoon at Wrigley Field. We'll be checking that scoreboard tonight. The Cubs are at home against the Mets tonight. That game's all tied at 2 in the bottom of the second inning. And the Reds have an early lead on the Cardinals tonight, 1-0, also in the bottom of the second. And then as we dial into the wild card race, the Colorado Rockies are in Phoenix tonight for a matchup with the Diamondbacks. That's game 3 of that series. That's a 4-game series, by the way, for the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. That game will be underway in about an hour. So a lot to watch. Scoreboard watching. Meaningful September baseball. It's great to be here in Milwaukee again. That's what it looks like. The Brewers are 2.5 back of the Cubs. Cardinals and Cubs both play tomorrow. They'll clean up that half game tomorrow. Brewers are off tomorrow. And then the Rockies and Diamondbacks will play tomorrow as well.
Yeah, Colorado kind of snapped out of their doldrums. They won 6 straight.
That includes a 4-game sweep of the Dodgers in Los Angeles. So they got it going on a little bit. The Rockies looked like they were leaking major oil. Able to turn around. Mercer leans out on one, pulls it foul.
Well, they were leaking oil, and the Brewers got right back in that wild card race because of it.
Yeah, 2 Sundays ago, the Brewers were just a half game back of the Rockies in the wild card race. Then Colorado, who had lost 4 in a row, took a series from the Giants, swept the Dodgers, and now off to a good start against the Arizona Diamondbacks. 2-2 pitch. Mercer strikes out. He chased that big fastball. And Chase Anderson has his second punch out.
Trying to get him to go after a high fastball, and he did it. You don't see Jordy Mercer chase all that much out of the zone. That one way out of the strike zone at 95.
That extra life Anderson has brought with the fastball this season. Here's the pitcher now, the 6'8" Glasnow. Left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower. There's that padding on his moneymaker on the right side. Can't blame him. I'm sure there's been plenty that suggested he turn around and hit right-handed. That's a big arm to leave exposed. And he is drilled. Anderson hits him.
And it's a big strike zone too. 6'8", all arms and legs. It's the last thing Anderson wanted to do here. Hit the pitcher. Gets him right above the knee.
So a man on with 1 out. Back to the top of the order now, and Starling Marte. Only hurts for a little while. Now if Glasnow throws the same kind of pitch, that's going to hurt for a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's his push-off leg, that right leg. That could give him some problems. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot of meat on those bones for Glasnow. That's a tall and thin, 6'8", 220.
He's like saying, what do I do next? Go to this one over here. Just keep turning left, Tyler. Starling Marte, a swing and a foul tip into the Minipina. It's always unnerving, I would think, for a hitter to see Anderson do that. Squints in for the sign. You don't know if he can even see you up there.
And maybe does it on purpose. Just keep a guy loose in that box. Guys aren't looking into the eyes of the pitcher. They shouldn't be anyway. Look at that release point. Get fixated on that release point.
Always like hearing and reading Ted Williams' accounts of where he put his eyes. Tony Gwynn was a disciple of Ted Williams, did the same. He'd look at the logo on the cap and then just shift his eyes to the space where the release point was. And the vision of those two hitters could pick it up a lot faster than the average man, that's for sure. Did he go? He did. That's a swing, says the first base umpire.
Yep, on a 3-1 pitch. Goes from ball 4 to a full count.
3-2 to Marte. See what Anderson has in mind for him here. Glasnow, the pitcher, not being held on at first. And on the ground, got a chance to turn it. Shaw to second. Out there, Sogard. Not in time. Marte too fast. 2 outs in the inning. Put out goes 5-4.
Yeah, good pitch though by Anderson on a 3-2 count. Got in on his hands. He was effective against Marte so far today with that fastball in, not allowing him to get his arms extended. And a good pick by Walker. They know each other pretty well. I'm sure they have a lot to catch up on.
Neil said, "You're not thinking about running here, right?" Be a good matchup. That'd be fun to watch. Manny Pena throws very well.
Probably say, you know about our catcher, don't you? He throws pretty good.
Adam Frazier at the plate. He lined out to center field his last time up. There goes Marte. Pena's throw to second on the money. The tag not in time. Marte just got a hand in there. That was a bang bang play.
Yeah, throw a little bit high. Manny doesn't really miss many guys like that. He had an out in front of him, not a very big lead or a very good jump for that matter. Throw a little bit high. Yeah, you keep the tag on Marte, you get an out. Watch him slide off the bag. I mean, that's why you need to keep that tag on. Comes off the base.
Yeah, no need to show the umpire the ball anymore. Counsel debating on whether he will challenge this or not. Bill Welke comes over to ask, giving managers 30 seconds to make decisions.
Keep that tag on the runner all the way through until he stops.
So a stolen base. Brewers won't challenge this early in a game. Runner at second now. Go ahead run. Pitch was called a ball to Frazier.
I've seen too many changeups so far from Anderson. Been a lot of fastballs, the curveball. And some cut fastballs, but you know, that signature changeup. Haven't seen many.
Frazier has been a red hot hitter for the Pirates, and he has especially been good in spots like this with runners in scoring position. Frazier takes a strike. 3-1. In his last 29 at bats, Frazier has 14 hits with runners in scoring position.
And normally, you know, hitters that make good contact, don't strike out a lot, are going to be good in these spots. Put the ball in play, give yourself a chance.
Came off the DL last Thursday, had a hamstring injury. Anderson misses outside, and now Frazier is on, and that's going to mean Andrew McCutchen will bat with 2 on in this third inning.
And you never want to walk a guy that doesn't hit home runs to face a guy that does.
Last time up, first pitch he saw from Chase Anderson.
Yeah, Center cut on a cut fastball and knocked it way back in center for a 1-0 lead.
Brewers were able to tie it in the bottom of the first. So Anderson having to make some high stress pitches here in the third. McCutchen with 32 homers now against the Brewers in his career. He's had 4 of them this season at Miller Park, and now has 10 hits in 28 at-bats on the year in this ballpark. He loves hitting here, always has. Anderson starts him with a curveball this time.
And he's not a guy really that you want to mess around with, especially when he's ahead in the count on fastball in. Anderson's had some success with this lineup today. Fastballs inside, but this is not a guy you want to challenge too much inside.
2 on, 2 out. And McCutchen a little bit tardy on that one. He fouls it back. That was right down the middle. Anderson hit the pitcher Glasnow with 1 away. Marte reaching on a fielder's choice, then Frazier walks. And now Anderson dealing with Andrew McCutchen here with 2 on. In there, a strike. Surprised him.
Wasn't looking for that, was he? Probably looking for that curveball.
Good numbers with runners in scoring position for McCutchen. Anderson's got him down 1-2. And he tried another fastball. McCutchen laid on it, fouls it off. Those 32 homers against the Brewers, 21 of those have come here at Miller Park. Much better home run ballpark than PNC in Pittsburgh. The former MVP. He's got an on base streak going, a long one here at Miller Park as well. That's 17 in a row now that he has reached base. On base 17 straight. He's hit safely in 15 of those. Anderson trying to put him away here. The 1-2 pitch doesn't chase. Marte, the runner at second base, Frazier at first. And a chopper foul. McCutchen hanging tough.
Really is amazing. He hasn't really thrown, the changeup. I don't remember any. He made a start against the Pirates back on June 22nd. He picked up a win, 6 runs, 6 innings, 2 runs. Maybe he threw a ton of changeups in that start. And thinking maybe the Pirates might be looking for that pitch. He hadn't really used it much.
Normally his signature pitch. He gets a lot of swings and misses on that one. Might see it here. 2-2 pitch. McCutchen on the ground. Arcia will go across the diamond in time. How about that little flip throw by Arcia? Anderson does go with the changeup. McCutchen rolls out. Inning is over. No damage for the Pirates. Time now for tonight's AARP Getting to Know Player Profile. And we're looking at the 24-year-old Tyler Glasnow, drafted in the 5th round in the 2011 draft. And at 6'8", the tallest player on the Pittsburgh 40-man roster. Aren't many 6'8" baseball players, or baseball personnel, let's say. We got 2 of them here tonight. We got Glasnow and the first base umpire Jordan Baker.
Right.
6'8". We got our post players now, Rock.
He should be doing home plate.
That would be perfect. Next time. Missed him by a day. Top of the order here is Sogard leading the way. And Glasnow, who had a very quick 1-2-3 second inning after a long first inning, 35 pitch first inning. Walked 3 in the first, but Sogard was thrown out trying to steal third. And that helped him finish that inning with only 1 run. Sogard drew a walk on an 8-pitch battle at the plate to start the game for Glasnow.
And it looks like it might be a short night for Glasnow. Already 48 pitches, working here, nobody out in the 3rd inning.
2-0 the count, and that one misses. 3 balls, no strikes. Glasnow pitching in AAA for former Brewer bullpen coach Stan Kiles. Good to see Stan. He's here this week. And ball 4. Walked him on 4 straight.
Hey, the most popular way to follow the postseason chase is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, statcast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. We said a lot of chases today. We said chase a lot.
Chase the pitcher and
chase the
hitter.
The postseason chase.
Swing and miss chase.
He chased a bad pitch. Chase Anderson.
Eric Dames swings and fouls it back. Dames, a couple of hits last night. There's Stan Kiles. What a great guy. Good to see him back in the big leagues. He's been the AAA pitching coach for the Pittsburgh Pirates in Indianapolis. Had a good chat with him yesterday. The guy's got a great story. He's a cancer survivor.
Right.
And advocate prostate cancer research and early detection.
While he was a bullpen coach for the Brewers. Went through all that.
Good man right there. And he's watching his pitcher closely, the guy he's had at the AAA level this year. Dames in the air, left center, had a good sound to it. McCutchen is at the wall, and she's gone! Eric Dames. Get hot, E.T. Number 30. Brewers take the lead, 3-1.
Boy, he hits him high in that direction out there in the left center. He hit the pitch that he struck out on his first time up. The curveball.
Seems like a little much for a guy who's still in the game.
You know what? They really lay it on him. I mean, that's just the opposite of what they do with Shaw.
He's the one who started it. Eric Dames. Wow, what a moment here. 30th home run of the year. Now 58 runs batted in, and the Brewers up 3-1. Here's Neil Walker.
There it is, the curveball. He struck out on the curveball his first time up. Waited for it. It was down in the zone. Not really a bad pitch, but Dames able to wait back, golf it out of here into left center into that Brewers bullpen.
Well, you could just, the sound it made off the bat, you knew it had a chance. The Brewers have now hit 204 homers on the year. That is the 4th most in franchise history. Franchise goes back to 1969 with the Seattle Pilots, 1970 here in Milwaukee. They are 5 home runs from the 3rd spot now. There's a hot shot foul. Next up, 209 homers, the 2001 Brewers. That was the year Miller Park opened. Powerful home run hitting team.
And they could run. I mean, stolen bases and home runs. We were second in the National League in both of those categories. Rare combination, speed and power.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Neil Walker. In the dirt. The home run list. And this 2017 version of the Brewers keep climbing.
Have a chance to pass 82.
That is a very famous team here in Milwaukee. As you know, if you're new to our broadcast, new to Brewers baseball, checking us out on the @Bat app or wherever you may be, that 82 team is the one that stands alone, a World Series team. Neil Walker in the air to deep right center. That's going to be playable for Luke Lowe. And there is out number 1. Now you think about the 1982 team, the 2011 Brewers, which was a division-winning team, came 2 games from a World Series. That 2011 team lost in the NLCS in 6 to the St. Louis Cardinals. And of course the 2008 Brewers ball club, a team that made it into the postseason as a wild card team, snapped a 26-year drought.
Yeah, but what's impressive about that 82 team, they did it at County Stadium. That was a tough ballpark to hit home runs, particularly at night. Wind blowing in most of the time from Lake Michigan. Taking nothing away from these guys. I mean, you got to hit them, but you know, County Stadium was a lot tougher to hit home runs.
Well, one of the discussion points for Craig Counsell and company is the fact that you look at those 3 pillar teams, right? 1982, 2008, 2011, and Counsell is a firm believer that this is a ball club that could play their way into the postseason. There's a pick by Bell, and Glasnow there for him. It's only the 2nd out. Catcher Diaz was running into the dugout. He was halfway there. But anyway, Counsell's point is well taken. Like, look, this is a franchise that is a proud franchise, but hasn't had those big moments of success. And telling his players, you could be one of those teams. They could get hot this final 3 weeks and play their way into the postseason. And Counsell strongly believes that if the Brewers do make it into a division series, in a 5-game series, they have a chance to make a run the way they're built.
Yeah, because they hit, what they hit home runs, and they have a quick strike offense. But I think the key is going to be to get the offense back to where it was in April and May. And you got to do that. Can't rely on the pitching the way they have been.
Hernan Perez takes a first pitch curveball for a strike.
Have to keep pitching well, and got to get the offense going.
Well, and you look at the way the Brewers are lined up in the bullpen now. That's what gets you excited for a possible postseason, because they are a playoff ready bullpen. They can shut a game down.
And it all starts with that guy right there with the hoodie on. If he gets the job done, which he has in a big way, everything else out in the bullpen falls in place. When your closer struggles, that's when your bullpen is in shambles.
That's one of the reasons the Pirates had such a great run making it to the postseason year after year. Their bullpen was terrific. I mean, if you fell behind playing the Pirates going into the 7th inning, it was pretty much lights out for you. And they did it with some revolving parts in there. First it was Grilli, and then it was Melanson. Perez takes a strike.
Always had hard throwers coming out of the bullpen, and all of a sudden now the Brewers have that as well. Guys that can throw the ball by hitters.
Pirates had 3 straight years in the postseason. Made it to the division series that first year in 2013, and then lost in the wild card game the next 2 years. 2014, 2015. Perez drove in the first run. He swung at the first pitch. He singled into left center to tie the game. He's up there now on a 3-2 count. 2 outs in the inning. And the curveball misses inside. He buckled him, but he missed with it. Glass now walks another.
And 67 pitches. 3rd inning, and he's only given up 2 hits. How many times has he thrown a curveball in a full count? Just about every time.
Yeah, a lot of 2-strike hooks. Ray Searage going to make another trip to the mound. It's all a work in progress for Glasnow. I tell you though, you can see a potential star in the making with his stuff. Might be a day when it all clicks, and when it does, if it does, look out.
Hey, Friday, September 22nd is a perfect night to sit in the Miller Lite beer pen. The Brewers host the guys from the Windy City, and all fans 21 and over who sit in the Miller Lite beer pen will get a free Brewers truckers cap courtesy of Miller Lite. You know, the guys from the Windy City, that's the Cubs.
Oh man, thanks for clearing that up.
I knew you were looking at me.
I'm sure if White Sox, Cubs, maybe the Bulls were putting a team together. I don't know.
Hey, I just read them. For tickets and details, visit brewers.com/beer pen. You know what? I'm going to fix it. I'm just going to say, you know, they play the Cubs.
Okay, that'll work too.
Eliminate any confusion.
Here's Manny Pena now with a runner at first. 2 outs in the inning. You didn't have a chance to proofread all of your promos tonight, Rock?
I did not. So next time I'm just going to say the Brewers host the Cubs.
Okay, great. It's a good decision.
Yeah.
Executive order.
I usually do that, proofread.
Okay. Right.
Somebody does.
Just knocked your headset off as your nose started to grow right there. Renee has the cards ready and available hours before the game if you'd ever like to just look through them.
No need.
I'm not saying you need to.
No need. I mean, you know, I just got done proofreading that. Tomorrow when we read that, or Friday, it's not going to mess me up
That's
again.
a live proofread. A hot one. Fastball misses. 2-0 on Pena. I think you're doing a great job. I mean, you're no Matt LePay with the promos.
Yeah, there isn't.
But nobody is.
There isn't one. Every now and again, he'll give me a thumbs up when I really knock it out of the ballpark. He'll text me.
All the Rock promos, we got to keep those 3 syllables or fewer. That makes things go a lot smoother.
It does.
Pena swinging away, and he fouls it back.
I'm all right with 3, but 4, I mean, forget it.
Yeah, 4. That's when we get a little tied up. I'm gonna have to send in reinforcements.
I have a good solution to all this.
What's that?
Would you like to do them?
Hey, with I wouldn't, Rock. I have plenty on my own to do.
Okay.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Speaking of which, do you want to do Tavern tonight?
No chance. Have you had a chance to look at that one yet? Two balls and a strike. Manny Pena at the plate. Got a runner at first. And Pena hits it hard. That's through. Base hit. Turned around a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. And the Brewers with 2 on now with 2 outs. Chance to add to their lead with the rookie Brett Phillips coming up.
There's a good example. You know, when a hitter's looking fastball, it doesn't matter how hard you throw it. And the fact that Pena was able to get one down in the zone, he's able to barrel it up, hit it hard into left field. Inning continues, and that pitch count is really starting to soar.
71 as he works here with 2 outs in the 3rd. There is activity in the Pittsburgh bullpen. Glass now looking over his shoulder. Big spot right here. The Brewers lead by 2. Wade LeBlanc is in the bullpen. The left-hander is ready. And you might see him here. One more batter. We'll see. Brett Phillips, strikeout victim in the 2nd. Had a hit yesterday as a pinch hitter. Phillips had a single yesterday. Helped get that 4-run 3rd inning going against Garrett Cole. Brewers won yesterday 5-2. Pirates shut out the Brewers in the opener 7-0. Dangerous spot coming here for Glasnow. You got a power hitter at the plate. And you know Brett Phillips is sitting on that fastball. See if he gives him one. 2 on, 2 outs, 2 runs are in. And Phillips takes a strike, off-speed pitch. Brett, one of the top outfield prospects in the Brewers system. And a pickoff attempt at second. Perez is back. Runner goes. Perez. There's a strike.
How about that jump?
Aaron on. Unlike Sogard, he did not hesitate. He took off, steals it easily. 1st and 3rd now. Number 13 of the year for Perez.
Sometimes pitchers develop a pattern. I mean, they'll get into the stretch, they'll look back and not look back again. If you don't, vary that look, hitters are going to exploit that. And Perez able to steal 3rd base standing up.
Beware of the wild pitch. 2-2 the count. Big lead by Perez. Runner goes. Pena. That one is outside, and Pena will go into second with a steal. Nobody covering.
Teams just give up stolen bases these days like you've never seen before.
2nd steal of the year for the Brewer catcher.
Nobody even moves. Amazing.
Well, now a base hit could deliver 2.
Full count. What's he going to throw? What has he been throwing on a full count?
Curveball so far.
Yeah,
says Rock.
just about every time.
See what he does. 3-2. 2nd and 3rd. Fastball. Broken bat. Little flare. And it's down. Base hit. Perez is in. Pena coming. He scores. Phillips falls down. Able to get up to make it to second. 2 RBIs in for Brett Phillips.
You just concede stolen bases. You're asking for trouble. That ball wasn't hit all that hard. It was a broken bat. Dumps it in a perfect spot. It was a fastball this time. Look at the bat, but it died happy. A couple of RBIs for Phillips with 2 outs. Just out of the reach of Frazier. So the aggressive base running by the Brewers pays off.
Phillips having to go limbo with the baseball coming in. And ends up at second base. Single, 2 RBIs for Maverick. And the Brewers have a 5-1 lead.
Don't get him laughing.
It might hyperventilate. And I think that's going to do it for Glasnow. I don't know. Let's see. Searage is coming to the umpire. No, I beg your pardon. That is the bench coach for the Pirates. So Tom Prince, I don't know if he
Milwaukee's having a rough time with the Pirates.
Yeah. So Prince actually was getting in some parting shots on the probably the strike zone, and he'll take the ball from Glasnow. Remember, Clint Hurdle's already been thrown out. And a short night for the rookie Glasnow. 5-1. Brewers have the lead. A 4-run third and a pitching change at Miller Park. By the Wisconsin Lottery, reminding you to please play responsibly. And by Toyota, let's go places. Brett Phillips, a little tumble on his way to second base, makes it safely though after he drives in 2 runs, giving the Brewers a 5-1 lead. And chasing the starter, Tyler Glasnow, 2 2/3 innings for Glasnow with 4 hits. He gives up 5 runs. At this point, still a runner at second base is his. And Wade LeBlanc will come in to pitch for the Pirates with Chase Anderson coming up.
Yeah, long reliever for Pittsburgh. One of 4 left-handers down there. LeBlanc is a guy that can give the Pirates multiple innings. He's made 3 appearances since coming off the disabled list. He had a leg problem. You can see his numbers: 49th appearance, a 5-2 record. He's got that earned run average in the 4s.
Pirates intentionally walk Arcia. I believe that belongs to Glasnow right before the pitching change was made. So LeBlanc facing Chase Anderson. 2 outs in the inning. Brewers with 4 consecutive base runners with 2 outs. Thames hit a 2-run homer. Phillips with a 2 RBI single. And Anderson fouls it back. One ball, 1 strike on Anderson. And drops a little change in there for a strike.
Second 4-run inning for the Brewers in this series. They had one last night.
Brewers scored 4 off Garrett Cole in the 3rd inning last night. They get 4 here off Glasnow as Anderson strikes out. The inning is over. But the Brewers get 4 on the board. E.T. phone at home. Another homer, his 30th of the year. A 2-run blast. And another trip down Bernie Slide, brought to you by Quick Trip.
Padres and the Twins just went to work at Target Field last night. 7 home runs in each of the first 7 innings last night. Brian Dozier got it started in the first. Jorge Polanco, Jason Castro had a 2-homer night. Eddie Rosario also went yard. Eduardo Escobar and Kenny Vargas finished it off with a 3-run shot in the 7th. That was good for a 16-0 win over the Padres. The Twins are still trying to make their push for October. They're currently second in the wild card, trying to hold off the Angels, who are just 2 games back.
They've been holding them off too, right, Sophia? That is a real deal ball club. Even after their trades, trading away some key pieces, the Twins are right in there. 5-1 here at Miller Park. Chase Anderson coming back on 3 days rest. Pitching well thus far. He's given up just the 1 run. It was a home run by McCutchen. Josh Bell leads off this 4th.
He's starting to throw in a few more changeups. You know, the Padres have given up now 201 home runs. Only the Reds have given up more in the National League.
Another tough year for San Diego. Still ahead of the Giants in the NL West, but they are 16 games under 500 after this one tonight. Bell swings away, 2-1, little chopper over the 3rd, and Anderson able to get it out. Fell behind in the count and retires the first man up. Well, the Mets are at Wrigley tonight. That game's all tied at 2, bottom of the 4th. Reds have a 1-0 lead over the Redbirds in the 5th inning. Brewers chasing those 2. Half game behind St. Louis, 2.5 behind the Cubs. A lot of matchups remaining, however, with those 3 in particular. Fly ball shallow right, long run, and Sogard can't get it. That'll be a flare single for David Freese.
Turnabout fair play, right? A little jam shot off the bat of Phillips scores a couple of runs. Now David Freese able to dump one into right field. Sogard on the shift. He was playing up the middle. No chance for him to get there. And a base hit for Freese.
Good effort by Sogard. Runner on. Here is Jordan Luplow. Now the Brewers still have 4 with the Cubs, 3 on the road in St. Louis. Cubs and Cardinals play each other 7 more times, including a series at Wrigley this weekend. Hard to know who to root for in that scenario.
Yeah, right.
There's a drive into left field. That ball's hit well. Long run. Thames can't get it. Off his glove. Phillips plays it in. And it's going to be a double for Jordan Luplow. His 3rd hit in the last 2 games. Thames was almost there. Couldn't quite bring it in.
And that's a play right there. You have a guy that's in the outfield every day, Ryan Braun. He might be able to make that catch. But Luplow gives that one a pretty good ride. He gets the arms extended and a little bit of air underneath it. He got there, just not able to hold on. An experienced outfielder makes that catch, but that's what you have to do. You have to, give up defense to get the offense going. That's why they have Thames out in left field for the 14th time this year.
Well, Thames came up as an outfielder. Big league time with the Blue Jays and the Mariners. But he's been in Korea the last 3 years, playing exclusively first base. Anderson's got to bow his neck here. Got a runners in scoring position. 2nd and 3rd with 1 out. He's getting down to the bottom of the batting order, though, with Diaz followed by Mercer.
Mercer's really not a bottom of the batting order type guy.
No, not at all. Good point. Matter of fact, he had leadoff yesterday as Diaz fouls this one back. Diaz in a slump right now. He's hitless in his last 14. Anderson trying to keep him that way. Brewers will concede a run. They've got their infield back with a 4-run lead. run will score with anything on the ground. Anderson could use a strikeout. And the 1-2 is chopped foul.
Good movement on that two-seam fastball that time from Chase Anderson. Trying to get it under the hands, but Diaz is able to get a piece of it.
Do it again. Another 1-2 pitch. In the air, center field. Phillips has a great arm, tagging at third, on his way. Here comes a throw, and the slide, the tag, he's out! Oh, what a throw! Brett Phillips with the bazooka for a right arm. Pirates are going to take a look at this. That was bang, bang. But Brett Phillips with that fantastic throwing arm.
Yeah, he doesn't disappoint, does he, with that throwing arm? It's about medium depth into left center field, and check this throw out. A couple of hops. Yep, he's out.
Yeah, he is. No challenge from the Pirates. Brett Phillips having a game tonight. Gets the start in center field, drives in a pair, comes up with an outfield assist. A bullet to the plate from center field. Throw ends up as a double play to end the inning. Diaz flies out to center, and Phillips cut down David Freese at the plate with a gun.
Not just the strength of the throwing arm, but the accuracy too. That was right on the money, and it had to be. Perfect throw.
Eric Sogard leads off, liner into right field, base hit. Sogard on base for the third time tonight, a leadoff single.
Man, watch the way he measures this. He's trying to get his footsteps in order when he catches it. The big throwing arm, a couple of hops, and look at Pena. He's able to block the play once he has the baseball. And they end the inning. Second and third, one out, no runs across. That's our Badger Mutual play of the game. Good tag by Manny Pena.
We saw him make a throw in spring training. I mean, the book on him when he first came to the Brewers organization in the trade with the Astros, he came in that Carlos Gomez, Mike Fiers deal. Was always wait till you see this kid throw, and then we saw him throw in spring training, and it was eye-popping.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's got one of the best arms you could have in the major leagues.
Talking to another guy with a pretty good throwing arm.
Yeah, Arcea's over there like, yeah, it's pretty good, man. We should have a throwing contest sometime.
I could do that.
He could too. Thames breaks his bat, fouls it off. He's mad he broke that bat. That one had some hits in it.
And he's upset.
He's got those crazy eyes going right now. That was his favorite bat.
Yeah, he's mad. I'm just going to say mad.
Look at him. A couple of hits last night with that bat. He just hit a 2-run homer in the 3rd inning with that bat. Now it's gone. We'll see if there are any hits in this one. What's protocol for a bat boy in that scenario when you have a raging bull coming at you with a broken bat?
Yeah, just drop it and run.
Say, bro, you see that, man? He like looked into my soul.
You go get the next one.
Yeah, well, I'm not going out there anymore. I'm the ball boy. You got the bats. Ames takes a ball low. Dames does not need another human being to have a full-fledged conversation. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had some very animated conversations with himself. 3 years in Korea. A lot of isolation time.
You know, a lot of guys do that, but they don't move their lips.
2-2 to Eric. And that one misses outside.
And a little clubhouse meeting with yourself after you miss a pitch or you swing one out of the strike zone and kind of walk around thinking to yourself what you need to do. You know, Eric just kind of just says it out loud.
Sometimes he says it in Korean. Full count. Runner at first. Sogard. Leadoff single. Ames in the air. Left field. Slicing. Long run over there, Marte. That'll end up in the seats. Pretty impressive scale of the wall, though, by Marte. Seen a lot of outfielders shy against that wall out there. I haven't seen many go Spider-Man off that wall very often. Saw Johnny Diaz break his leg on that wall one year. That was the one that comes to mind when you see an outfielder going that hard into that fence. Not a lot of room over there to slow down. Full count to Thames. He's hanging tough. New bat and all. Long pause by LeBlanc. Here he comes, and Thames gets jammed, and right there to make the play is Mercer for the first out of the inning. Let's check in with Sophia.
Well, BA, in case you missed it, our scoops from the clubhouse brought to you by Car Soup. The decision to move the series with the Marlins from Miami here to Miller Park over the weekend. We spoke with Brewers COO Rick Schlesinger before the game, and he said Major League Baseball approached Milwaukee, asked if they would be willing to host, and so since early this afternoon, they have been working furiously to try to prepare to host this weekend series. So as you can see here, Friday, 7:10 first pitch, capacity limited to just 10,000 fans. Those will be field level tickets only, and then Saturday 6:10, Sunday 1:10. The capacity there will be 23,000, and the ticket price is very reasonable, $10 to $20. Again, these are field level and loge level seats. And Rick said, you know, they are working furiously to prepare to get ready for this, and really the ticket capacity is due because of the staffing concerns here at Miller Park on just such short notice. He used a great line saying it's like mobilizing a small city overnight, and that's certainly what they're all working furiously to do to get ready for this weekend series.
Yeah, and it's they'll do a great job. They always do. Thanks, Sophia. They've done it before. Miller Park has hosted 2 other series that have been makeup series or weather related. It was the Indians and the Angels one year. I believe that was 07. And then the next year, Cubs and Astros played a series here. You might remember the Carlos Zambrano no-hitter that he threw against Houston. That was here at Miller Park.
It is good that Miller Park will be empty tomorrow. The Brewers have an off day. They give everybody an opportunity to get ready.
Neil Walker turns around, hits right-handed.
And really a good opportunity for Brewers fans to see Giancarlo Stanton again. How hot he's been, all the home runs. I mean, it's a home run hitting ball club, those Marlins.
Stanton chasing a little history. Giancarlo with 54 home runs this year. He leads all of baseball by a long shot too. Aaron Judge was the home run derby champ. Stanton won it last year. Judge won it this year, and he's second with 41. Stanton 13 clear of Judge. Walker into center field. On the run is McCutchen with room at the track. He's got it for the out. Walker is retired. 2 gone in the 4th.
It's your old buddy Chris Davis with 39.
Crush. Continued to crush as a member of the A's. Here's Travis Shaw. Now second on the ball club in home runs. Thames has leapfrogged him with homers in consecutive games. Thames with 30 now. Travis sitting on 29. Those two have been going back and forth. Brewers were able to lock down the corners with some production this year with Shaw and Thames, even though Eric is playing left field tonight. Thames at the top of the Powerball home run leaderboard. Hit his 30th off Tyler Glasnow in the 3rd inning. A 2-run shot to give the Brewers the lead. Got him on an 0-2 pitch. Strikeout for LeBlanc. Inning is over. Brewers come up empty, but they lead 5-1. We go to the 5th. Donations to be able to provide disaster relief immediately. You can help people affected by Hurricanes Harvey and Irma by visiting redcross.org or texting the word Red Cross to 90999 to make a $10 donation. All the devastation that has happened over these last few weeks. And the Marlins are going to be unable to host the series this weekend, so they are coming to Miller Park. If you're just dialing our way, Marlins will be here Friday. Brewers will be the visiting team. They will remain in their dugout and in their clubhouse, same clubhouse and dugout.
Marlins coming from Philly.
But the Marlins will get the last at bat. They'll be the home team for that series. Anderson gets a ground ball off the bat of Mercer, and out number 1. Chase keeps rolling along here. Benefited by some excellent defense on that throw by Phillips to get a double play to win the fourth.
Boy, what a momentum shift, huh? I mean, it would have been a run in had that throw not been right on the money. Man in scoring position, Mercer coming up, and good job by Brett Phillips to keep the Pirates off the board.
Phillips has a 2 RBI single in this game as well, driving in his 5th and 6th runs as a big leaguer. Christopher Bostic will bat for Pittsburgh. The pitcher LeBlanc is out. Oh, and 2 the count. Brewers are going to see these same Pirates next week after that series with the Marlins here at Miller Park. The Brewers will then head to Pittsburgh for a 3-game series, and then right back here to start a set against the Cubs. A lot on the line on that one.
Every game is important. No game less important than another. A loss to the Pirates no less meaningful than a loss to the Cubs.
Brewers trying to set up their rotation. Wonder how they'll do it. There's a lot of planning by the Brewers staff right now with Jimmy Nelson out and injured. Craig Counsell going with Anderson here on 3 days rest. Chase Anderson was more than ready to take on this responsibility as Bostic bounces to third, and there is the second out. Sophia has more on Chase Anderson and his preparations for this short start.
Yeah, you're right. And he was very excited to have this opportunity. He said, you know, it's kind of an honor to have your name called when the team turns to you in this position. He knows what this start and what this game means to this team at this point in this season. And so I asked him what changes he made to his routine. He said Sunday was a typical day just after his start, and it was really Monday that was the biggest day. He said he did not throw a bullpen, just did some light flat ground work, did some long toss as well, did a full body workout. So he said really at this point it was just about keeping the body fresh and not changing things too much. So yesterday was a lighter day for him. Obviously the first time he's going on 3 days rest in his career.
Got to rattle that routine around a little bit, right? And Anderson's comfortable doing that. No problem. Some guys don't like it.
It's a badge of honor, you know, for Chase. I mean, think about spring training and coming into spring. Chase Anderson had to win a job in the starting rotation, believe it or not. Junior Guerra, Zach Davis, the only 2 that had a spot locked down. But look now, I mean, now the Brewers feel as though, you know, Chase Anderson is their best option to win a game tonight. I mean, that's got to make a guy feel good and motivated.
Can't talk about a pitcher coming back on 3 days rest in a pennant race with the Brewers without bringing up CC Sabathia and just how extraordinary he was in 2008. I mean, it was one of the greatest couple of months you could ever have with a guy who was just taking a team on his shoulders, asking for the ball. Fly ball into right, over is Perez, running out of room, and it's up in the seats, a foul ball.
Now just think about it, you know, back in the 60s, even before that, 4-man rotations. I mean, pitchers were doing that routinely. That was something everybody did back then, right? How the game has changed. 5-man rotations, 4 days off, and you think about that Orioles team that had 4 20-game winners. That was a 4-man rotation.
Sure. Oh, and 2 the count.
That was back when, you know, pitchers would rack up 300 innings.
And then it was newsworthy when a pitcher would come back on 2 days rest, like Sandy Koufax did a few times in the postseason. 2 days rest.
Yeah.
Throw 150 more pitches. Up the middle, base hit. Turned it around quickly, did Starling Marte, and it's a 2-out single.
Hanging curveball that time. Mistake by Chase Anderson. Marte able to hit it hard into center. Second time he's been on. He stole a base last time. This curveball just hangs up around the belt, and Marte takes it right back into center field. Hasn't made many mistakes with that pitch. When you hang a curveball like that to a guy like Marte, you're just glad he didn't hit it out of the ballpark.
Here's Adam Frazier. Runner goes. Throw to second, and the ball gets by and into center field. Now a throw to third, and Marte's in there. Well, that was a good throw by Pena, but Arcia trying to make the catch in the tag quickly and couldn't find the baseball.
It'd be interesting to see who gets the error here. That was a pretty good throw. Got to be quick. I mean, throw right on the money. That's got to be an E6, right? I mean, that was a good throw.
Yeah, right now they've got it as an E2, but that might be changed. Oh,
Yeah,
Arcia.
that's no error on this catcher. That's a perfect throw, actually.
You don't see Arcia miss those very often. You don't see him miss anything very often. Stolen base and an error. I'm going to call it E6 for now.
That's going to get changed if they said E2. There's no way. That's a perfect throw.
It has been changed officially.
Thanks to our replay.
So runner at third with 2 outs. So what a gun by Pena, though, to second base, right?
Should have been out.
That had the late life on it. Actually ate up Arcia.
Back not that long ago, you're down by 4 runs. You don't be stealing bases. If he gets thrown out, that's a bad base running play. Should have been thrown out.
Slicing foul in the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike on Frazier. Right now, of all the guys in the Pirates lineup, this feels like the toughest at bat going. The toughest hitter.
He doesn't strike out. I mean, he puts the ball in play. You got to work to get this guy out.
Pops it foul and out of play. 1-2 the count. Don't see him swing and miss that often. McCutchen is the big bopper, but Frazier, as hot as he has been here lately, seems like the biggest challenge.
He's only struck out 49 times, 358 at bats.
One ball, 2 strikes. In the air, left center. Phillips is over, and Anderson strands a runner at third. Gives up a 2-out hit. Chase moving along here. 5 innings, only 1 run. He's got a lead.
Mobile. The Indians are already riding a 21-game winning streak, and now life gets a little bit better. They get their all-star Andrew Miller back from the disabled list tomorrow. His second time on the DL with that right patella tendonitis. On the season, a 4-3 record and a 1.65 earned run average. So Miller expected to rejoin the Indians tomorrow. And Bryce Harper for the Nationals showing some progress after hyperextending that left knee back on August 12th. Did some jogging today around the warning track. He's starting to do some light baseball activity as well. Swings off the tee, some soft toss as well. So good to see Harper working his way back. 326 average for him and 29 homers on the season.
All right, Sophia, thanks. That's going to be a race to the end of the schedule to get Harper back. Where can he get at bats other than the big leagues? The Washington Nationals have clinched the division, so he'll probably just jump right in there in the big league lineup when he's ready.
Yeah, I mean, just they probably need maybe 2 or 3 games to get it back, and probably won't play the whole game when he does come back. But they got to have Harper back in the lineup if they're going to, advance in the postseason. I think it's going to be tough for the Nationals without him in there.
Angel Sanchez is pitching for the Pirates. A little half swing by Perez makes it 0-2. Third pitcher of the game for Pittsburgh. Glasnow was the starter. Gave up 5 earned runs on 6 walks, 2 2/3 innings. LeBlanc goes an inning and a third with 1 hit, no runs, a couple of Ks. Slow roller out to short. Mercer coming in. Perez runs well, and Mercer can't get it there in time. Safe at first. Hernan Perez with an infield hit.
Yeah, legging it out. Another jam shot. Boy, the handles of the bats for both teams have afforded them some hits tonight. He was coming in hard, just not able to get enough on the throw, and Hernan Perez able to beat it. You can see just kind of off balance, not much on the throw, and he's safe at first.
Perez with his second hit of the game, been on base all 3 times. Drove in a game-tying run in the first inning. He's a threat to steal, has one already. Manny Pena now. Pena delivered a single in the 3rd inning. Stole a base, scored a run. Part of that 4-run 3rd. Big blow in that inning was a 2-run home run by Eric Thames. Opposite field 2-run shot, number 30 for Thames. Phillips drove in the other 2 in that inning.
What do you think? Swinging here? 3-0.
I'm always in green light mode. Always.
Everybody. Right?
Everybody. Hack.
Pitchers, you name it.
See what he does.
Nope. He was taken.
Waiting on just the right pitch. Three and 2 now. Manny hitting .276 now. 9 homers, 40 runs batted in. He could be the next to get into double digits in home runs.
Not catching as much as he was before he hurt that hip flexor. Just about 4 or 5 days.
There goes Perez. Pena into left center. And is down. Base hit. Gonna go to the wall. Perez all the way around. He'll score. Manny Pena with an RBI double. With Perez on the move. Adds to the lead. It's now 6-1 Milwaukee.
Boy, hit that one hard. That was a pitch he was waiting for. Pitch down a little bit out over the plate. Rips it into left center. Well, look at the extension he gets on this pitch, and then he rips it. One hops the wall. For a minute, like Marte was going to get there, just couldn't. And by the time McCutchen picks it up, Pena into second. Perez scores.
He's had a great year this year.
Yes, he has.
That is a big find by the Brewers. Manny Pena was probably the third man on the depth chart when we arrived at spring training in Phoenix this year, and he has fought his way to that everyday role for the Brewers. He and Stephen Vogt a midseason acquisition. Pena catching the majority of the week's games.
He's been clutch. Manny Pena.
Yeah, he's had some great moments here. Big home runs. So Brett Phillips with a runner at second. Nobody out. Phillips already with a 2 RBI single tonight. He was one of the 4 traded from the Astros to the Brewers. 3 of them are with the Brewers right now. 1 is on the comeback trail. In the dirt, gets by Diaz, and Pena on his way to third. That'll be a wild pitch. Long night for Diaz. He's had some tough pitchers to handle.
Yeah. And starting out with Glasnow, a lot of curveballs in the dirt, but he'll tell you that's one he should have blocked. Kept close. Manny Pena now at third base with nobody out.
Pirates bring their infield in. And Phillips into center field, a base hit. He'll drive in another one. An RBI single for Brett Phillips. Third RBI of the game. He makes it 7-1 Brewers.
A lot of hits on the handle of the bat tonight for both teams. Yeah, Brett Phillips jammed a couple of times, and 2 base hits, 3 RBIs. This time a changeup. That one right off the end that time. You got jammed the time before, drove in a couple. This one off the end of the bat, and Pena comes across to score run number 7.
Well, he's having a great night. 3 runs batted in. He came into this game with only 4 RBIs in his brief window in the big leagues. He's almost matched that here tonight. Now it's Arcia. Nobody out.
His offense starting to click along a little bit better. You take away that first game of the series on Monday here. Scoring some runs.
Well, think about what it does for the decision-making process for Craig Counsell here with Chase Anderson coming back on 3 days rest. Have a chance to maybe get him out of the game a little earlier than you would normally. Arcia bounces to third. Phillips into second with the out at first.
What do you think about taking him out and bringing him back on 3 days rest again?
I'd say you just keep rolling that back, man. That's a good plan. Can he pitch Friday?
I don't see that happening again, but I like the way you're thinking. Maybe have him pitch every other day.
You pitch him as needed. Brewers have been tinkering with their rotation now, trying to figure out the best plan of attack moving forward here.
You got Woodruff, you got Davies, you got Chase Anderson. Suter made his start yesterday.
Anderson on the ground as second base. That'll be out number 2. Craig Counsell did announce today that Zach Davies will get the ball Saturday. with Woodruff pitching Sunday. That leaves a spot open for Friday. First game of the series with the Marlins, and it's not out of the question you could bring Brent Suter back after his 3 innings last night. From Tuesday to Friday in a short start. Aaron Wilkerson called up to the big leagues as well for the Brewers after pitching a gem in the playoffs in AAA. Could be an option as well.
Well, you might see him at some point.
Eric Sogard with a runner at third. And that's going to skip by. Here comes Phillips. He'll score. 8-1. 3 more runs in here in the 5th inning for the Brewers.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one got Diaz, but he is kind of having a little bit of pain going on. Another changeup. Doesn't go after it very well. I mean, you got to get down on the knees and block those pitches. That's on Diaz right there. That's not a very good effort. On a changeup in the dirt, you know, man at third base, you got a changeup called. You got to be ready to block. And that one gets by him.
A couple of wild pitches in this inning. 3 hits, 3 runs in. 8-1 Brewers on 8 hits. Sogard takes a strike. 3-1. Sogard on a hop out to second base. Frazier will make the play to end the inning. Brewers get 3. Started with an infield hit, then Manny Pena, the Pineapple Express, delivers another run. Phillips with an RBI single, and then he comes in on a wild pitch. 8-1 Milwaukee. On Fox Sports Wisconsin is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer, and by Chevy, proud sponsor of the Milwaukee Brewers. Visit WisconsinDriveChevy.com today to find a dealer near you. Well, it started out to be a 3-game homestand here in Milwaukee, but it has been extended with the Marlins coming in Friday. Their ballpark unavailable for games in Miami, so we'll keep it going here. 6 games total now. Don't forget you can purchase tickets. Your normal ticket purchasing venues. You can call the ticket office or go online to purchase those tickets. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what was originally scheduled as a road series in Miami will be here at Miller Park. Brewers will be the visiting team.
It's kind of bittersweet, you know. It's nice to be able to stay home, but you feel bad for the folks down in Miami. Having a rough time.
Ground ball, McCutchen. It's bobbled by Arcia. And McCutchen is safe. Well, Arcia is having a tough game.
Yeah.
You don't normally see this kind of performance by Arcia. He's about as good as it gets, but he's got 2 errors now. That was routine.
And Angie McCutchen running hard down the line. Little bobble. He picks it up. A good throw, but not able to get him at first base. McCutchen running hard down the line. And right up the glove, off the chest, and a little bit late.
Arcia did not start yesterday's game. He did finish the game defensively, but was not in there as a starter. Josh Bell at the plate. I figured Counsell might be trying to get one more inning out of Chase Anderson. His pitch count is in great shape. Would love to get 6.
Thing is, you'd rather get through this game without having to use Swarzak and Knebel for sure.
Good point. And with an 8-1 lead, you're in a position to get to the finish line without using your best relievers, but you got to squash these rallies.
You walk that fine line. I mean, you extend Chase Anderson. He's up over 80 now, but you don't want to push him too much. You're working on 3 days rest, but then you don't want to have to use your big boys late in the game.
2 balls and a strike. And Bell fouls it away. The Brewers do have an off day tomorrow, a scheduled team off day. So it's all hands on deck. And none of the top relievers threw in the opener Monday.
But they did throw on Sunday.
Right. Yeah, you're always trying to find holes, right, where you can give them a break.
Give them a couple of days, and then you got the the Marlins series, then you go to Pittsburgh. And every game meaningful. You got to win them all.
That's why the playoffs are such a different animal than the regular season. You have consistent off days in the playoffs. You can manage your bullpen a lot better. You know you're never going to have more than 2 games in a row unless there was a weather scenario and you ended up having to play 3. And
well, there's a city down there. They all want to pitch. 12 guys.
2-2. Bell leans out on one, flies to left, and Thames is there for the out. 1 away in the 6th. We check in with Sophia. She's keeping an eye on the scoreboard. What do you have, Sophia?
Yeah, scoreboard watching. We have a game break for you. The Cardinals are hosting the Reds at Busch Stadium. And that's Eugenio Suarez in the 5th inning, a grand slam to left off of Ryan Sheriff. That gives the Reds a 6-0 lead. That game currently in the top of the 7th. So it's good news for the Brewers. They're still chasing.
Yeah, Reds banging away. They could flip-flop with the Cardinals if the Reds hang on to win that game. Start getting to Raisel Iglesias time for Cincinnati if St. Louis is thinking about a rally. That's a good guy to have on your side if you are pairing up with the Reds right now.
Yeah, he dumps water on rallies, doesn't he?
That's what it looks like in the Central as we speak. Cubs have a lead over the Mets 5-2, bottom of the 6th inning. Broken bat, little flare into shallow center. That's going to fall a base hit. And David Freese is on with his 2nd hit. 2 flares, 4 singles for Freese.
Had 2 hits, 2 bats, broken. Living good. Look at that bat. Ends up into the outfield for a hit. Fought one off out in the right field. Hit about the same.
There's been a lot of broken bat hits in this game for both teams.
Yep. There's been a lot of flares.
Jared Hughes beginning to get ready in the Brewers bullpen, the former Pirate. 2 on, 1 away. And Jordan Luplow at the plate. On the ground through, base hit. And the bases are going to be loaded now. Luplow with his second hit. He's had back-to-back 2-hit games.
Yep. Anytime you start an inning with an error, nothing good happens. And error, jam shot, base hit, bases are loaded with 1 out.
Derek Johnson will take the slow walk to the mound, trying to buy Hughes a little time. Fine pitching coach of the Brewers. Hughes cranking it up quickly.
Luplow's got a pretty good swing. I mean, a couple of curveballs that Anderson's thrown to him. He's been able to wait back and get base hits. A double to left and now a single into left field. Got a pretty good swing. Nice compact stroke.
Guy's been a 300 hitter in the Pirates minor league system. And he's making a name for himself in this series against the Brewers. Bases are loaded. Elias Diaz at the plate. 0 for 2. He's the man who flew out to center that started that double play, that great throw from Brett Phillips to end the 4th inning. And a much faster runner at third base this time around with McCutchen. Freeze at second, Luplow at first. Diaz takes a ball. Could be Anderson's last hitter. He'd love to get a ground ball right here and get out of it and call it a night. Two and 0. Only run of the game for Pittsburgh came in the 1st inning on a McCutchen homer. Diaz up the middle. Sogard lays out, trying to go behind the back. Can't do that. A run's going to score. And the bases will stay loaded. That'll be an infield hit and an RBI for Diaz. Great effort by Sogard.
Yeah, and another broken bat. A crazy night at the ballpark. A lot of these broken bats have ended up as base hits. Look at this bat. I mean, blows up and no chance at an out. That's kind of an ill-advised flip behind the back by Sogard. That's not going to. Nothing good can happen from that. But bases loaded, still 1 out and a run in. Good job keeping it in the infield, though. Saved the run for the time being.
Gregory Polanco is going to pinch hit for Mercer, and that's going to mean the end for Chase Anderson. So Counsell in an 8-2 ball game with the bases loaded here, trying to put the blanket on this one. Great effort by Chase Anderson, coming back on 3 days rest, first time in his career. Fans know it. Give him a standing O on his way out. It's Snowball Express and their commitment to providing hope and new happy memories to the children of our fallen heroes while on active duty since 9/11. By bringing children together from all over the world, Snowball Express provides an annual life-changing event to make each child feel special as we remember the lives of their parents. We remember. FoxSportsSupports.com is how you learn how you can help. Snowball Express, a great endeavor that we stand wholeheartedly behind. Chase Anderson is out. Oliver Drake is in once Polanco was announced. This is the right-handed pitcher that Counsell uses against lefties.
Yeah, you can see the splits. I mean, against lefties, 239 opponent batting average. Right-hand is about 350. Incredible splits that you don't see a whole lot from a right-handed pitcher. Yeah, Drake pitched last night.
Polanco normally a starter. He is in there pinch hitting, and Drake misses ball one. 8-2 now. Bases loaded, one out, and a chance for the Pirates to get right back in this game. Polanco hits that one sharply foul. 1-1 strike to count.
Surprised they're hitting for Mercer here
A little bit.
I mean, that's something you don't see from the Pirates too much. I mean, let this guy hit.
They figured Mercer. I mean, Mercer's he's got some power. He's had 14 home runs this year. Clint Hurdle ejected from this game. Broken bat, foul. One and two the count.
Another broken bat.
How's our broken bat count going tonight? I got at least 8.
Yeah, and most of the broken bats have ended up as base hits.
It's not a trend the Brewers want to hear right now. Freeze over third. He's had a broken bat hit, a couple of them tonight. Luplow, then Diaz. With the bases loaded, one away. The 1-2 pitch in the air to right field. Perez makes the catch. Freeze is going to tag. The throw comes home. Now they got him. Throw to second. Pena. Ill-advised throw. Everybody retreats back to the bases. This time it's Perez's arm who scares him back. 2 outs in the inning. Freeze didn't have the heart to try to score on that one.
Yeah, not again. He got thrown out once. There's another good throwing arm in the outfield. Freeze went about halfway. And they're almost able to get the run down. Luplow able to get back to second base.
A scary throw by Pena.
Yeah. Just hold on to it.
That one had disaster written all over it.
That's what Polanco gets for hitting the ball hard.
That's what he does. He should have had a broken bat. He'd have had a hit there.
Dunk went into the outfield. It's kind of the way it's going tonight.
Max Moroff will hit for the Pirates. So Pittsburgh sending up a left-handed bat. Playing into the hands of Oliver Drake. Drake's got a sneaky fastball as well. He throws that splitter most of the time, but he's got a fastball at 93, 94 miles an hour.
Yeah, likes to ride it up in his zone when he gets ahead in the count.
Well, this would be huge if Drake can get out of this mess. 1 run is in, bases loaded. Pirates have 3 hits in this inning and an error. Only scored 1.
Pretty much straight away are the Brewers, for Moroff.
Big spot. Moroff, the pinch hitter, hitting in the 9th spot in the order. And a swing and a miss. There's that fastball by Drake.
Fastball, a little in off the plate. Moroff comes up empty.
Back in the count now, 2-1.
Did Drake a favor swinging at ball 3.
Back in there again. 2-2 on Moroff. This could be the game right here. The Brewers had a 4-run third, then a 3-run fifth. Jumped up 8-1. Chase Anderson coming back on 3 days rest. Unable to get through this 6th inning, but pitched well. And now Drake, with 3 inherited runners, is a strike away from getting out of this mess.
Now let's see if he goes to the splitter. Try and punch him out here. Probably his last hitter. You got a right-hander on deck.
Back to the top of the order in Marte. Moroff in the air, right center field. Long run Phillips, but he's got it. And the side is retired. 3 inherited runners stranded for Oliver Drake. 8-2. The Brewers still lead going to the bottom of the 6th.
With an 8-2 lead here in the 6th. Then during the Washington National Series, Brewers Community Foundation committed proceeds from the 50-50 raffle and the Brewers Wives mystery bags in support of the American Red Cross, and they're proud to report that over $75,000 was generated to provide support for individuals and families in need. So thanks to all for your efforts and your generosity in supporting the Hurricane Harvey and American Red Cross as well.
All right, Sophia, thanks. Here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And Moroff will stay in the game to play shortstop. Mercer's out. Polanco's been used. And the new pitcher, the left-hander Dan Runzler for Pittsburgh. He did appear in a game on Monday. That was that 7-0 Pittsburgh shutout. And with the score 7-0, Runzler came on, faced 1 batter.
Yep, and it was his first big league game since 2012. When he was pitching with the Giants. So that's a big gap between major league appearances, 2012 to 2017.
Keon Broxton will pinch hit for Eric Thames. And the former Pirate Broxton takes a ball. 2-0 the count.
Tighten up the defense. You put you get Broxton in center field, and you move Phillips over to left, or even Perez.
Broxton in the air to right. That ball's hit well. That is going to be over the head and off the wall. Keon into second base with a double. Oh, he's out. He came across the bag, slipped over the top of the base, and is tagged out.
That's why you slide. Yeah, mistakes like that, they hurt. That'll be a single and a put out at second base. Well, he puts a charge into this baby into right field over the head of Luplow. And he goes in standing up, and he's got too much speed going, slips on the bag, and you can see the tag, and they get him out. Yeah, you just can't let that happen.
Just slide in. 9-6 on the put out. Single for Broxton. One away in the inning. Here's Neil Walker.
Hey, with those cleats on, I mean, you catch it right at the top of the base. It's very slick. You either slide or you try and get the bag with the side.
That's how Bryce Harper hurt his knee, coming across the base like that. Slid across the top of the base. Yep, right across.
Yep,
Man.
off the bag, and they apply the tag. He's out.
By the way, closed the book on Chase Anderson with 2 runs, 1 earned. 5 1/3 tonight, 7 hits, and a walk and 2 Ks. He is in line for his 10th win of the season, as Walker draws the walk. 1-out walk for Neil Walker, and that'll bring up Travis Shaw. Travis is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. In the air, right center, over to make the play to Luplow for the out. 2 gone.
Hey, tonight's time of the game winner, Tippy's Bar and Grill in Two Rivers. If they call the Brewers by 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Tippy's gets 40 tickets to an April or May 2018 Brewers home game. This offer courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite. You know where Two Rivers is, don't you? Manitowoc County. Right on Lake Michigan.
It's right where the Allegheny and the Ohio come together, right? No, that's Three Rivers. Pittsburgh. What are the Two Rivers, Rock?
I'm just happy I got through the promo without having any problems. You go ahead and talk about the Two Rivers.
Any more scolding?
The Three Rivers.
I think you've done a great job on the promos tonight. Maybe the best ever. Best night ever.
I think you know, that last one was solid. I actually got a thumbs up from LePay. So.
2-0 to Hernan Perez. I gave you a thumbs up. How come that? I gave you a real thumbs up with a real thumb.
Yeah, you didn't mean it,
He gave you
though.
a text thumbs up.
No, you didn't mean it. Sometimes the you know, the promos could be the most challenging part of the night.
They come at you fast and furious.
Yeah.
Speaking of promos, the general manager of Fox Sports Wisconsin, Mike Diamond, is here tonight, and coordinating producer Trevor Fleck. Want to say hello to them.
So what you're saying is not a good night to be messing up promos?
No, it was just the thought I had that they were here.
Yeah. Talk to them before the game.
Full count to Perez, and he got him. A strikeout to end the inning. 8-2 Brewers. We're on our way to the 7th. Brewers trying to win this series against Pittsburgh.
with an 8-2 lead over the Pirates in this series finale. Time now for our scouting report brought to you by the UW Whitewater Athletics. Here are the players heading to the Arizona Fall League that'll be starting action on October 10th in Scottsdale. Adrian Hauser, John Perrin, Torres Costa, Lucas Erceg, Nate Grieb, Monte Harrison, Corey Ray, and Jake Gatewood. We talked about these guys so often during the course of the minor league season. A number of them were promoted during the season, and now they'll be heading to the Arizona Fall League. So then that will be starting October 10th.
And one of the big names to watch there is Adrian Hauser. I mentioned the 4 players that came to the Brewers in that trade from the Astros 2 years ago. 3 of them are here in the big leagues now, and Phillips and Santana and Hader. Hauser is the 4th. He had Tommy John surgery, and he's coming back this year. And this guy, he's a guy to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
He came back this year. He was pitching well. He pitched in a game at Single A and showed good stuff there. Broxton's going to stay in. By the way, he was credited with a double. He'll play center. That moves Phillips to right. Perez goes from right to left. So the Brewers are about as tight as they can be defensively here with those 3. And the new pitcher rock is Jacob Barnes in an 8-2 game as we play in the 7th inning.
Yeah, Jacob pitched on Monday, gave up a home run to Jordy Mercer in an inning of work. Yeah, Broxton actually gets a double and is put out over, going past the bag. Over running second base.
He achieved second base before he was out. Marte down in the count 0-2. Brewers would love to get Jacob Barnes back to form, what we saw in the first half. There's a good slider there. Marte strikes out for the first out.
Yeah, that's the big pitch for Barnes. He needs that. I mean, it's been kind of inconsistent lately. Sometimes that pitch comes and goes for Barnes, and there you see that's a bona fide slider right there. Manny able to pick it on the 3rd strike. That big out getting Marte.
Here's Frazier now. On the ground, Arcia ranges over. And there's out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for Barnes. By the way, you can join Fox Sports Wisconsin for the Greater Milwaukee Heart and Stroke Walk and 5K run benefiting the American Heart Association. It'll be on Sunday, September 17th at Veterans Park on Milwaukee's lakefront. For additional details, visit foxsportswisconsin.com/events. Andrew McCutchen, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. I have multiple entries on Twitter on the 2 rivers that make up 2 rivers. The East Twin and the West Twin. The East Twin River and the West Twin River.
See, now I'll remember that next time.
Okay, well, I mean, that's
pretty easy.
Feels like something that we could keep.
Actually, I might forget that by next inning.
Just remember, it's the East Twin and the West Twin.
West Twin.
River.
Got to say it slow.
Fly ball center field. Back on it is Broxton. He's at the wall and he's got it. Inning over. McCutchen gave it a ride. 3 up, 3 down for Jacob Barnes. Good inning for him. 8-2 Brewers. Stretch time at Miller Park.
Having a heck of a night. He gets a start. He started the game out in center field, or I should say in right field. He got a broken bat base hit, driving in a couple of runs. He made a heck of a throw to keep the Pirates from scoring a run. I mean, check this out. I mean, look at this throw. A bullet actually was out in center field to start the game. Two-hopper into home plate. Manny Pena applies the tag. He's fired up, and then another base hit for driving a run. So Brett Phillips, who got sent down, went down to the minor leagues, but is continuing to swing a hot bat and is helping the Brewers here tonight.
19 homers in AAA this year at Colorado Springs. Phillips having a great 2017. Had a bit of a down year last year, but boy, has he answered in the minor leagues, and he's carried that over here in the big leagues. And we'll see the Maverick hit second in the 7th inning. Manny Pena is going to lead off. New pitcher, Rock. Davidus Nevrauskas is on the mound.
Man, 17th appearance. I don't think I'm going to try that. I mean, the way this night's going. And 350 earned run average. And retired all 3 batters that he faced on Sunday. That was against the Cardinals.
Little cut fastball in there. 91 starts strike 1 on Pena.
Another big dude coming out of that bullpen.
Pena, Brett Phillips, and Arcia coming up. Brewers lead 8-2. Out hit the Pirates 9-7. Pittsburgh has stranded 7 in the game today. Davidus Nevrauskas from Lithuania.
Rushes it up there pretty good. That one at 97 miles an hour.
Nevrauskas, a history maker. First player to be signed directly out of the country of Lithuania after the Pirates saw him in 09. Their scout Tom Randolph credited with the signing. The only other Lithuanian-born player to reach the major leagues was a guy that played for the Philadelphia A's, the Connie Mack Philadelphia A's in the 30s, Joe Zapustas. Trailblazer.
There you go.
There's a lot of Lithuanian players in basketball. See a number of those players from Lithuania in the NBA, and this is the first to make it to the big leagues.
Yeah, 5th time he's been with the Pirates. He's bounced back and forth between the big leagues and AAA all year. Got a good arm.
He's been at it since the 2010 season. I mean, you talk about a work in progress almost from scratch, but Major League Baseball expanding their international reach, setting up camps and coaching clinics across Europe. Nevrauskas attended one in Italy prior to being signed. There's a grounder out to short. Moroff will make the play. Pena is retired. He's 2 for 4 tonight.
Yeah, these days it doesn't matter where you live. If you can, hit or you can throw the baseball, you can pitch, they're going to find you.
And you get big time points in Scrabble. 15 of them for your first name, by the way. 18 for the last name. If you're wondering on the Scrabble points using a name.
You big Scrabble player?
No. That came from Dave in the truck. Apparently he is. When he's not watching curling, he's scrabbling.
Are they playing Scrabble now? I mean, do you have the board memorized?
I think Dave might. He's a father of 2 now. He's got a lot of sleepless nights. Of course, he probably just went on Google. One ball, 1 strike on Brett Phillips. 2 hits, 3 RBIs in this game. He made a key throw, gunning down David Freese at the plate back in the 4th. That was a big moment in the game. It was 5-1 at the time. Pirates had runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Diaz flew out to center field, and Phillips with a perfect throw to the plate to get Freese, and it ended the inning.
These are the kind of contributions the Brewers need the rest of the way. Everybody, no matter who it is, doing something to help the team win, and certainly he's been able to do that tonight.
2-2 the count. Phillips fouls it away. Chopper to first. Bell is there. That'll be the 2nd out. Don't forget, Marlins are coming here. The hurricane that blew through Florida, Hurricane Irma, has rendered Marlins Park unplayable. The ballpark's actually okay. It's the support staff that is too difficult to put together, putting a strain on an already strained support staff. So we will have that series here at Miller Park. We'll televise all 3 games. 10,000 tickets are available for Friday night's game. 23,000 for Saturday and Sunday. Hope you'll make plans to join us. Those tickets will go fast, I am sure. They are very reasonably priced. $10 up to $20. And
big games, important games for the Brewers, and you get to see Giancarlo Stanton. That guy's worth the price of admission. 4 at bats.
Arcia swing and a miss.
Just watching that guy take batting practice is worth the price of a $10 ticket.
No question, the home run leader in the major leagues right now with 52 of them. Oh, 0-2 to Arcia. Nevrauskas misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Arcia has had a tough night defensively. 2 errors. He's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Arcia has only had 2 games this year with 2 errors in a game. Had one back on April 24th. He's been about as good as you could ask for as a shortstop. Now he dumps one into right field, a base hit. And Arcia, big turn at first base.
And just a beautiful piece of hitting right there. A 2-strike approach. That's a slider, and he goes down and gets it. Just kind of serves it out there in the right field. Concentrating on getting on top of that baseball and lining it into right. Thing of beauty right there.
One for 3 tonight for Arcia. That's going to bring up Stephen Vogt. He'll pinch hit in the 7th inning. Vogt trying to break out here. He's hitless in his last 14 at bats. Nevrauskas with the first two out on the ground. Arcia with the single. He's got Vogt 1-1. And Vogt pulls it foul. 1-2 the count. Brewers will take tomorrow off. Cardinals and the Cubs both play tomorrow. Cubs will have the final game of their series against the Mets. And the Cardinals will host the Reds tomorrow. One ball, two strikes.
Cincinnati shut out the Cardinals tonight. 6-zip.
It's in the books. As Marty Brenneman, the Hall of Fame announcer, would say, this one belongs to the Reds. And the Brewers, if they hang on here, will leapfrog St. Louis back into second place. Cubs have a 7-2 lead, bottom 7 over the Mets. And threatening in the bottom of the 7th. Rockies are in Arizona tonight. They'll play another one tomorrow. 4-0 Arizona. 5th inning. Brewers could pick up a game on the Colorado Rockies tomorrow, a team they are chasing in the wild card race. Brewers start the day 4 back. Rockies have won 6 straight. Took the first 2 from Arizona after they swept the Dodgers in a 4-game series. A team that got hot. Now they're hoping they cool off a little bit. Talking about a pivotal 8-game road trip for Colorado. They're 6-0 on that road trip.
Yeah, no kidding, huh? Yeah, Brewers went into Colorado, took 2 out of 3, and Colorado wasn't looking very good at that point. They turned things around nicely.
Vogt with a base hit. That snaps the offer. Nicely done. Opposite field single. Back-to-back opposite field singles, and the Brewers are threatening here in the 7th inning. Well, that's got to feel good for Stephen Vogt.
Yeah, he earned that one. That was a long at bat. And finally able to get a pitch. Well, away from and just serves it out there in the left field, beating the shift. David Freese was swinging around toward the hole, and Vogt able to get that base hit. That brings up the top of the order.
Ray Searage on his way out. Pitching coach.
Got the first outs pretty easily. I mean, kind of easy outs, but you know, since that time it's been tough. 2-line drives. Arcia now Vogt, top of the order. Never have enough. Couple of ground ball outs.
So top of the order now. Here's Sogard. 2 on, 2 gone. Sogard's had a great night. Been on base 3 times. Scored once. Has a hit. 2 walks. Got that uniform all dirty, as is normally the case. Saved a run laying out for a ground ball. By the way, if you're wondering, the 3 games against the Marlins will be counted as home games for the Brewers as far as the standings go, but the Marlins will be the home team. Does that make sense?
No.
So in the standings.
Are you going to explain it to me by saying the same thing?
I'm going to say exactly the same thing.
See, that doesn't work.
In the standings, the Brewers will have 3 additional home games, and they will count as home games.
Oh, now I get it.
Oh, okay, good. I knew it'd take a minute.
Okay,
just
yeah,
like
I get it now.
Set in.
Yeah.
quick dissolve.
Okay. Right. That just hit me.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I really don't.
So anyway, if you're scoring at home, what that means is originally a win tonight, the Brewers would secure a winning record at home on the home schedule. But you can't say that just yet because those 3 games will count as home games. That's all I'm saying. A caveat on the superlative. Fly ball slicing. Long run for Marte. And he's got it to end the inning. 8-2. The Brewers have a lead. Head to the 8th.
The game break for you, the Mets and the Cubs playing out at Wrigley Field. And in the 7th, it was Javi Baez with this home run off of Chasen Bradford, a solo shot to left center field. That would give the Cubs a 7-2 lead in the 7th. They currently lead it 10-2 in the 8th at Wrigley.
Cubs rolling once again. Thank you, Sophia. Mets got to come up with a big one tomorrow if you're on the Brewers side of the fence. Most of you are. See if they can salvage one in that series. Wei Chung Wong. We've gone from Lithuania to Taiwan. And Wong will pitch for the Brewers. See, baseball is an international affair, is it not?
No kidding, right? He got called up on September 1st. He was a September call-up. 47 games down in Colorado Springs. A 6-2 record. And a 205 earned run average. We saw Wong back in Cincinnati. That was back on September 5th. Gave up a home run to Scooter Gennett.
Wong, a former Pirate minor leaguer. The Brewers snatched him up in the Rule 5 draft from Pittsburgh. Josh Bell leads off for the Pirates. Bell's got a record in front of him. He is a rookie and he is a switch hitter. And with his 24 home runs this year, he's 3 home runs away from the major league record for switch hitting rookies for home runs in a season.
All right.
Eddie Murray hit 27 home runs in 1977. Josh Bell with those 24 homers, 83 runs batted in. He leads rookies in most categories, and without Cody Bellinger, you're looking at the probable rookie of the year.
Yeah, 24 homers, 83 RBIs.
Bell leads rookies in hits, and doubles, triples. And there's a base hit to right. Single to start the 8th for the Pirates.
Hey, the Brewers are looking to punch their ticket to October, and there's only one way to guarantee your spot at Miller Park for any potential postseason action this fall, and that's by placing a deposit on a 2018 Brewers 20 game plan. To learn more, visit brewers.com/ticket plans.
Well, that didn't last long for Wong. Counsell had him out there for one batter, and he is going to his bullpen. He is not messing around with this one. 8-2 lead. Doesn't want the Pirates to get off the deck. Jared Hughes coming in. We'll take a break. Gives up a single to Bell. It'll be Jared Hughes now to face David Freese.
And pitched last night against these Pirates. Retired the only two batters that he faced. That was in the 6th inning last night. 60th appearance for Hughes facing his old team. He's got that .342 earned run average. Looking for a ground ball here.
Lead man on. Freese at the plate, and that hit him. Not a good start to this inning. Hughes hits the first batter he faces. Now 2 men are on with nobody out.
Trying to come inside a little bit, and Freese didn't do much to get out of the way of that one.
So Hughes will face Luplow now. 2 for 3 in this game. Has a double as well. On the ground to short. Arcia to Sogard. Double play. That's what he was looking for.
There you go.
6-4-3 double play. 2 outs with 1 swing of the bat.
And the old equalizer right there. That's what he does. He does that best. Gets those ground ball outs. That heavy sinker. That's about as routine as it gets. 6-4-3. Not even close at first base.
Here comes Diaz now. Drove in a run with an infield hit in the 6th inning. That was a testy inning for the Brewers. Anderson was removed after that broken bat infield hit by Diaz. Bases were loaded with a run in. And then Oliver Drake came on, retired Polanco and Moroff, a couple of left-handed hitters to end the threat. Keep it at 8-2. Ground ball to short. Arcia. And the inning is over. 2 ground ball outs. One of them a double play for Hughes. Bottom of the 8th coming. The Brewers at the plate. They lead 8-2 over the Pirates.
3-2 lead over the Pirates and a chance to jump ahead of the Cardinals back into second place in the National League Central tonight. They have already lost. We'll take a look at the standings, get you set for a road home series coming up this weekend. We'll tell you all about why the Marlins are coming here this weekend and tickets available and all that kind of good stuff for you, plus hear from Craig Counsell. So lots to talk about after the ball game. Rock's going to join me on the set. Sophia's set with interviews, and let's keep this thing on track here and get her done here, guys.
All right, Craig. And Craig Counsell hoping the same and hoping to get to the finish line without having to use his top relievers. Keon Broxton will lead off for the Brewers. Pirates have made a couple of changes. New left fielder is Sean Rodriguez. And the new pitcher is the former Giant George Contos.
Contos was claimed off waivers from those Giants back on August 5th. And he has had a pretty good run of it for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He suffered the loss on Saturday, but other than that, he's been pretty good. He's retired 21 of 25 batters he's faced in the 7 games that he's played with Pittsburgh this year. Pretty good work.
Broxton's second at bat of the game. Had a double in the 6th, but as he hit the bag at second base, he slipped off the bag and was tagged out. So credited with a double, but eliminated quickly from the base paths. One and 2 the count on Keon. Pirates will have the bottom of their order coming up in the 9th inning. Be interesting to see where Counsell goes. He's got Hughes in the game, but his spot is.
He's got Torres loosing in a pen.
I haven't seen Carlos in a while.
No.
There's a called strike 3. Contos strikes out Broxton. There's Torres.
Well, he last pitched on Saturday against the Cubs. Last time we saw Torres, that 15-2 win.
He only pitches in Chase Anderson starts, I guess. Anderson got 15 runs of support in Chicago. He gets 8 tonight. Coming back on 3 days rest, and the Brewers at this point making it easy on their manager. Well, if he can get to the finish line tonight without having to use Hader and Swarzak, Knebel, that'll be a big lift. Walker rifles one into the gap right center. That's going to go to the fence. And Neil Walker is in with a double.
Yeah, his first hit. Walked a couple of times, scored a run. A ringing double in the gap in right center. Double number 19 for Walker. Boy, Darnell Cole's been waiting for this offense to break out for a while now. Other than that game against the Cubs on Saturday. 12 hits now for the crew. That's got to feel good for the Brewers hitting coach. He's had some sleepless nights. Not tonight, though.
Darnell Coles. Only batter among the regulars in the Brewers lineup without a hit is Travis Shaw. He steps in now with a chance to change that. All the position players with hits tonight, even the pinch hitter Vogt and Broxton, each had base hits. Shaw's the last one without one. He did walk in the first, though. 0 for 3. Eight runs on 12 hits. Brewers have left 8. Pirates have stranded 8 as well. Three more outs. The Brewers will take 2 out of 3 and 4 of the last 5 here at Miller Park against the Pirates.
Man, the Brewers
being swept.
Yeah, the Brewers have retired in order 3 up, 3 down once. That was the second inning. That's been it. Men on base all night.
A 4-run third, a 3-run fifth. And a little separation tonight for the Brew Crew. Tyler Glasnow, the Pirates starter, 5 earned runs in 2 2/3 innings. Has been a runner reliever since. Hitters count for Shaw. Broke his bat. Little flare into shallow center field, and Moroff makes a catch for out number 2. Miller Lite, what's on tap? After an off day tomorrow, we are here at Miller Park Friday. Schedule says a 3-game series in Miami that has been moved to Miller Park. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, 10,000 tickets will be released for Friday night's game. 23,000 for Saturday and Sunday. Hope you'll make plans to join us. It's going to be good to get a series in, and Marlins players can get out of Miami. Don't know if the families will be on that trip. I know a lot of teams who have been dealing with hurricane issues have done that, allowed their players to bring their families on the plane and get them out of.
And reports are that families have been welcome on the trip, and I would imagine you're going to see them here in Milwaukee. It's going to be a long trip for the Marlins. They're in Philly right now.
Yeah, Philly, and come to Milwaukee. The Brewers will end up back in Pittsburgh after the 3-game series against the Marlins here. Perez, a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count. Hernan had a big hit early tonight. Tied the game with an RBI single in the first. Has 2 hits tonight. He's walked. Got a couple of steals. He scored twice. And down he goes. Conto strikes him out to end the inning. Last call for the Pirates. Brewers have an 8-2 lead. We head to the 9th inning at Miller Park. By Potawatomi Hotel and Casino. Roof is open. A beautiful Wednesday night, and the Brewers trying to cap off a series win against the Pirates. 8-2 the score. Chase Anderson in line for the win. Coming back on 3 days rest. Anderson giving up 2 runs, 1 earned in 5 1/3. Carlos Torres will be on the mound to try to finish it off tonight for the Brewers. Last pitched in a Chase Anderson start on Saturday against the Cubs. 61st appearance of the year for Torres. And he'll have Sean Rodriguez started for the Pirates. Rodriguez, then more often than back to the top of the order, and Marte, the scheduled hitters. Cardinals lost tonight, got shut out by the Reds. Cubs winning big against the Mets. That game's in the bottom of the 8th, 10-5 Chicago. Brewers will see the Pirates 3 more times. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Brewers will go to 7-9 with a win tonight on the season matchup with Pittsburgh. Would take a sweep of the Pirates to win the season series. Brewers would love to see that. Swing and a miss. Rodriguez strikes out, and Torres makes quick work of Sean Rodriguez.
Threw a couple of curveballs in the mix. There's that cut fastball to get strike 3. Torres pitched a scoreless inning in that big game, that Saturday game against the Cubs.
Here's Moroff. Second plate appearance for him. Arizona stretched their lead over the Rockies tonight 5-1. That game's in the 6th inning. And a Diamondbacks win over the Rockies. The Brewers would get within 3 of Colorado. Those two will play again tomorrow. 4th game and final game of that series. There's a strike. Backdoored him. 0-2 the count.
Nothing but strikes for Torres so far.
There's a shot into center field, a base hit. Clean single to center, and a man on with 1 out. That'll take us to the top of the order, but a pinch hitter is coming on here. Jaso will hit for Marte. Clint Hurdle's had a lot of clubhouse time tonight.
Yes, he has.
Ejected early in this one. Jaso's been Hurdle's go-to pinch hitter this season. Breaks his bat. Fly ball into center field. Broxton's got a long way to go, and he'll run it down for the 2nd out. And the Brewers are 1 out away. Big off day tomorrow for you, partner?
Just kind of relax a little bit. How about yourself?
Breaking the grill out, are you?
Oh yeah, it's always out. Even lunchtime it's out.
Good to get an off day of this wild stretch.
You teeing them up.
Be ready. Got to. Supposed to be good weather. We'll enjoy the off day, as will we. And then we're back at it here on Fox Sports Wisconsin on Friday night. 6:30 airtime Friday night. 7:05 first pitch. Go an hour earlier on Saturday, and then a 1 o'clock start. 12:30 airtime on Sunday. Frazier 1-1. 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Well, the Brewers starting pitchers. Chase Anderson's going to go to 10-3 with a win tonight. Jimmy Nelson out for the rest of the season, but finishes at 12-6. Zach Davies still rolling along at 17-8. 3 double-digit winners in the starting rotation. And Chase Anderson missed 7 weeks of the season. Anderson's going to go to 10-3 with an ERA of 2.88.
Amazing, isn't it? Starting pitching for this team this year.
2-2 the count. 3-2 it goes. Hit hard into right, base hit. Pirates stay alive at the plate. Frazier with a single. First and third now with 2 away. And that'll bring up McCutchen.
Well, got to get 27 outs. I mean, these guys never give up at bats. Frazier with a bullet into right.
McCutchen with a big hack. McCutchen homered in the first inning, put the Pirates on the board first. First pitch he saw from Chase Anderson today. Anderson would give up 2 runs, 1 of them earned. It was an error in the 6th inning that led to a run. In there, a strike. 1-2 the count. Again, the Pirates down to their last strike. Don't forget, Brewers Live coming up. Craig Kashawn, Rock will join him. Sophia will be on the field and in the clubhouse with interviews. Fly ball, right field, slicing, and Phillips will watch it into the seats. Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Brett Phillips shines in the spotlight tonight, you would have to think.
Yeah.
3 runs batted in, 2 hits. Had a key outfield assist, throwing out a runner at the plate, David Freese.
And that was a big play. Could have got the Pirates back in the game.
Those are cool hats. I got to get one of those. Ice fishing apparel. Another 1-2 pitch. 2-2 now. Pirates are headed to Cincinnati. They'll have tomorrow off as well. Rolling to third base, and McCutchen fell down at the plate. Shaw has plenty of time. That's the ball game. The Brewers win. They beat the Pirates 8-2 and win the series after getting shut out in the opener. An 8-2 final. Chase Anderson at 10-3. Glasnow took the loss, and the Brewers with 8 runs bang out 12 hits. Good ball game for Milwaukee here tonight. Time for Brewers Live. We check in with Craig Kashawn. He is standing by. Take it away, Craig.
All right, thanks, B8. Looking forward to the big show coming up here. The Brewers series win over the Pirates. They climb back into 2nd place. And we'll preview Friday's game against the Marlins here from Craig Counsell and the crew coming up next.